Alright, let's get into this. There is a new situation by this Sykkuno person, or revolving around him. He's like apparently this VTuber. I actually have heard of him. He's like a VTuber. He hangs around in a lot of Twitch spaces. Recently, he got some allegations against him. Apparently, the allegations are that he's like predatory to women, which is a pretty strong accusation that he's predatory, that he is like, I guess like a serial cheater or whatever, a liar, manipulator, and apparently uses his... I don't know, man. Like, just hearing that alone, it sounds to me like he's a bit of a, like, I don't know. It seems like it's going to be a typical internet allegation where, like, somebody comes forward, they had, like, a bad relationship, and then they think the worst possible thing about the relationship in retrospect, and then they decide that it's, like, the worst thing ever in hindsight. That kind of is what this strikes me as on first glance. But maybe there is something predatory later down the line. I don't know. We've got this, and we also have a Mugen video that released on the same day that the allegations came out, which leads me to believe that this was probably a coordinated effort behind the scenes with, like, other content. It definitely is, like, coordinated to some extent. But, yeah, I guess we will have a look at this. And, yeah. On Valentine's Day of this year, I was followed on Twitter by Sykkuno. I thought it was amazing that such a big content creator even knew I existed, let alone followed me on social media. He had been my role model and someone I looked up to for a long time, ever since my days in high school. Whoa, that's crazy. Apparently Sykkuno is like 34 years old now. So, I don't know, maybe he's like a fucking predator here? I don't know, dude. However, what I learned about Sykkuno after that day would make me regret my decision. Sykkuno is not the kind, soft-spoken character you see on stream. He is a serial cheater, liar, and manipulator who uses his status to get what he wants from as many women as possible, more specifically ones who are smaller, up-and-coming content creators, knowing that he can take advantage of them. There's a lot of heavy lifting there. So, first things first, I am not part of the crowd that says that if you're a content creator and you date a fan, that you're not allowed to date your fans. Like, I feel like that's a very silly standard to set, because if that is something that you're going to set going forward, then every single groupie situation should be canceled as well. Nobody in the real world cares when a groupie situation happens, or whenever actors date their fans, whenever athletes date their fans, whatever, because, like, this gets into a conversation about power dynamics. And power dynamics are in, like, basically every relationship you can think of. There's power dynamics between, you know, us and parents. There's power dynamics between us and teachers. There's power dynamics between doctors and patients. There's power dynamics between a fucking dungeon master and a player in D&D. There's a power dynamic there. Power dynamics basically exist anywhere, and the existence of a power dynamic does not make you a predator. Like, unless, you know, Sykkuno says, hey, you know, if you know, don't send me titty pics or something, I'll cancel you in my spaces, that would make it, like, a predatory thing. So we'll have to see that, if that's true. But apparently, like, he uses his status. Like, again, in order to actually fulfill this claim, there needs to be, like, an abuse of a power dynamic. After confiding in many others that have had similar experiences with Sykkuno, I realized that this was not an isolated incident. In fact, it was something that had been going on for years. He always made sure to cover his tracks and never left a paper trail significant enough for someone to make this public. But now, this has all changed. There are serious allegations, and I fully understand that this should not be treated lightly. I urge all of the content creators who have been personally affected by Sykkuno's behavior to not remain silent, as I believe there is strength in numbers. This document will not only include proof from me, but from another victim who has given me her consent as well. Below, you will find evidence that will expose his calculated behavior of love bombing and manipulation, as well as a recorded voice call where he admits to wrongdoings and everything. So just to be clear, love bombing and manipulation, even if those things are true, those inherently are not predatory. In the original tweet, by the way, which I might as well pull up now. Yeah, right here. So, this person's 20, by the way, for reference. Exposing Sykkuno, a serial cheater, master manipulator, and dangerous predator. Yeah, we're gonna have to see predatory behavior going into this. Based on how she described it, it doesn't sound like it's anything. It just sounds to me like somebody was just, like, talking with somebody who might have been a fan. very immature. Like, apparently this person's 20 years old and Sykkuno's like 34 years old. I think that's an immature age gap. Like, I think it's immature. If you're 34 years old, you can attract somebody your own age. I think it's a very immature thing to do. But, like, based on that age gap alone, like, how is he a predator? Like, that just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. Like, you're both legal adults. You have autonomy over yourself. Like, enough. Like, come on. He's not a predator based off of that, but there might be something else. I don't know. Another thing that I'm very confused about is you said you learned something about Sykkuno the day after he followed you on social media, but if you've had long interactions with him, why did you suddenly stay silent about it? If he's really this predator that you're labeling him as, why did you decide to be quiet about it? Did he, threaten that you would... I don't know. There's a lot of red flags going into this that I'm already noticing. I'm not gonna lie. I urge all other content creators who have been personally affected by Sykkuno's behavior to not remain silent, as I believe there is strength in numbers. We've already read that. This document will not only include proof from me, but from another victim who has given me her consent as well. Below, you will find evidence that will expose his calculated behavior of lum bombing, manipulation, as well as record... Yeah, okay, we already read all of this. Our first conversation. After Valentine's Day, I was so excited about him following me that I told a friend who then urged me to strike up a conversation. I finally worked up the courage to send him a DM, and he replied right away. Are you still looking for a Valentine's Day, perhaps? Okay, so you're flirting with him, obviously, knowingly. What? You can't just open up with something like that, and besides, Valentine's Day is almost over where I'm from already. I mean, we already do we could do a Valentine's Day do-over, you know? Yeah, so you're flirting with him, obviously. Okay. Invited me to play games with him. In the same conversation, he brought up what kind of games he liked to play, and invited me to play with him after a conversation. I could take healing kit and occasionally heal you in it. What time is it where you're from? It's 5:48 a.m., but I have a horrible sleep schedule. It's 5:48 a.m.? What? Oh my god. Wait, do you play right now? If you're not tired or something? Why are you awake? Because I'm bad at sleeping, okay? I gym at night. It's okay, I'm pretty bad at sleeping too. On a real note, a friend of mine dared me because I didn't know how to reach out. I'm really sorry, I didn't mean to come off as weird. Lol. You aren't weird at all, don't worry. And I guess I didn't say so. Lol, JK. What games do you like to play? I'm a massive gamer. That's usually how I meet people or meet friends. Damn. You know, meeting your girlfriend through gaming? Red flag, terminally online. No, I'm just kidding. I don't care if people meet through games. Who would ever do such a thing? I would never do such a thing. I would never meet a girlfriend from there, ever. From a certain asymmetric 1v4 game. I would never do such a thing. I would never get a girlfriend there. That's crazy work. Well, I've been in my Overwatch addiction because of Sanrio bundle. But apart from that, I play a lot of Outlast Trials. Please say you haven't played with me. I need more people to play with. Outlast Trials. I play it, but I'm pretty bad. Can you carry me? Lol, I play Overwatch a little bit, but I'm like a most useful on Torb hiding behind a turret, but they nerfed that apparently. I'm super goated, don't worry. See, you can't be talking. I just finished streaming. Okay, none of this is predatory. I'm just saying. Like, none of this is predatory. Like, you're obviously flirting with him. You're 20 years old at this point. I don't care. This happened, 2 months ago in February. So you're 20 years old. I don't care about a 20-year-old and a 34-year-old. Again, I think Sykkuno is fucking immature for trying to, rizz up a 20-year-old at the age of 34. It's an immature thing to do, but, again, by saying that he's predatorizing you or that you don't have full autonomy over yourself or you can't think for yourself, you're essentially saying that you're a baby and you need to be handheld by daddy or something. I don't know. None of this is predatory. My Discord is Malleable, by the way. You can feel free to add me whenever you're free. Free anytime soon. Was just asking because else I might get tired before we could play. OMG, I'm so sorry I took so long. Lol, it's fine. Just playing quick play. Quick play? Okay, so I have a convention to go to. I should sleep early tonight, but let's play tomorrow? Man, you had me waiting for a rain check. Oh, I'm so sorry. I owe you one. I mean, a game or two wouldn't hurt though, right? Which convention? It's a small one. I'm just sponsored to go to for some random Gundam game, but I have to be there early. Ooh, okay, but it's one game. It's not like you're staying up super late. I even just finished my quick play game. We will play extra tomorrow, and we can do Outlast Trials. Okay, Are you good with horror, though? Also, should I add you on DC or interest in where I live? For context, there is the same day as the first conversation. Only moved to Discord for a few hours since I'm EU time zone and he's US time zone. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this woman lives in the Netherlands, according to her Twitter account. Things started out innocently enough with him inquiring about fun things to do near where I live, such as aquariums and conventions, TwitchCon EU specifically. I like to point out that I said I could go on a date to make up for Valentine's. He's not once expressed to me any discomfort or that he wasn't single. Who cares? He didn't express discomfort and you're flirting back with him. Who cares? Okay. He inquired about a date at TwitchCon. Whatever. Lol. Okay, I'll try that. Do they have an aquarium? Are they a big fan of aquariums? There's artists in Amsterdam. Could make it a date, you know, to make up for Valentine's. Artists? A what? Lol. Wait, how far is that? How far away even is TwitchCon? Oh my god, let me check. Last days for May. Whoa, okay, it's actually like only a few months away. Wow, it really just sneaks up. Following my private Instagram. He would also follow my personal private Instagram that is only available to my IRL friends' family while using his official Sykkuno account. I don't, like, okay. Like, if he's following your private Instagram, you realize that you have to accept your like, when you get a fucking follow request on private Instagram, you have to accept it on your own accord. If you weren't comfortable giving that information of your private Instagram, like, why did you accept it then? Like, you again, like, that's a little bit on you. And, like, how would you have known that you had a private Instagram if you didn't, like, if the conversation didn't come up? That's a little sussy. Making plans to meet me in person. In this 2-hour Discord gaming call, the same day as our first conversation, Sykkuno made plans to meet me IRL. It was set to be in the same weekend as Dokomi 2026, since he was flying over anyway to attend TwitchCon EU. Going to the aquarium would be our first date. I also learned that there is a 15-year age gap between us. Whoa! A 15-year age gap between legal adults? I don't care. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Like, you're a legal adult, he's a legal adult. Again, you can criticize Sykkuno for being immature as fuck. I think it's an immature thing to do as a 34-year-old to try to rizz up a 20-year-old. Because there definitely is, like, a maturity difference, no question. But at the end of the day, you guys are legal adults, okay? I'm not going to sit here and pretend that, like, you're a baby minor still, or whatever. Like, okay, like, there's, like you're bringing this up as if there's, like, a, like, relevance to it. The only relevance that it, like, really paints is that Sykkuno's an immature fuck. Again, none of this is predatory. None of this is, like, manipulative. It's just, like, you guys had a relationship. You guys were, like, flirting and potentially planning on meeting up at TwitchCon. But, like, none of you actually, like, I don't even know if, like, you guys were actually planning on meeting up at TwitchCon. Because if you look at the DMs, right, it's like, okay, so I have to go to tomorrow. I should sleep early tonight, but let's play tomorrow. Yeah, like, this is you guys just talking about meeting up at TwitchCon. Like, right here. Like, how far away even is TwitchCon? Like, you guys never even, like, made plans to meet up at TwitchCon. At all. There were no plans. This is just you guys, like, potentially talking about the idea of meeting up. Nothing is set in stone. That's it. Okay, so he sends a picture of, like, a neon Dia de los Muertos skeleton, or skull. I'm so bad at Outlast. Was fun hanging out, though. I will find the best of reels to send. No, hun, you did great. You're calling him hun as well. Like, you're flirting with him at this point. What, there's a 15-year age gap and I'm unable, like, I'm basically somebody that doesn't know any better. And you're flirting with him and you're calling him hun. Like, you definitely know. I'm sorry, you know what you're doing. You're calling him hun and everything. Like, I don't know. I have friends that did way worse than you, to be honest. I expected less of you. Wow, that's toxic. Damn. Making plans to move in together. With Sykkuno, our relationship moved so incredibly fast. Wait, I'm sorry. Is this even a relationship at this point? You guys are just, like, talking and flirting. Is this even a relationship? When did this become a relationship? When the fuck did that happen? I thought you guys were just, like, flirting. Like, nothing was even set in stone. It moved so incredibly fast, it almost felt like a dream. Whoa. It was like he could make anything I wanted happen. Oh, man. It sounds to me like you were the one that was jumping the gun at this in your head more than anything. You know what? That actually makes a lot of sense. I feel like in Mal's head, she probably jumped the gun with this relationship in her head. And she thought, oh my god, like, this relationship is gonna amount to something. And then it wound up being fucking nothing. Instead, like, the Sykkuno person is just, like... He clearly is, like, I don't know. He's probably just, like, fuckboying her. That's what it seems to be. Like they're just talking and they're flirting. He seems to be interested in fuckboying her. Apparently, there's more than one person involved, so Sykkuno might just be, like, a very immature fuckboy. Which, I think is wrong, but that's not, like... There's a difference between being a fuckboy and being a predator. Being a fuckboy does not make you a predator. It just makes you an immature piece of shit. And you need to grow the fuck up. That's it. Like, this probably could have stayed offline. These screenshots show that Sykkuno and I were intending to adopt a cat and have me possibly move into his house. I told him we couldn't get a cat yet due to not being a US citizen and possibly having a visa issues. Keep in mind, this conversation happened 2 days after the first conversation. That's a lot of... Okay, well, we'll read this before I make a judgment of that, because already there's something wrong with that. It can make it harder to go outside or do too much sometimes. Ooh, I get that. I'm allergic to grass. Oh, that explains why you're making these allegations. She's terminally online. Not as bad, but I can become really dizzy from it. But, like, the only allergy I have, lol. But if I ever come visit, like, we don't have to always go out, you know? As long as you're comfy. Also, aren't pets bad for your condition? I don't know how sensitive it is, but sometimes cat hairs can make it worse. Certain ones can be. It depends, though. My dog is fine. He's not allergic. Well, my family dog that I don't see anymore. Ooh, so hypoallergic pets are fine? Yeah, and even ones that are listed. Wait, does this... Okay, we'll keep this going. I mean, if I'm there anyways, we'll have to think of a name, though. Yeah, but I don't know if I could take care of it by myself. This is not... Just to be clear, this doesn't mean that you guys are, like, planning on adopting a fucking cat. Or were you just gonna name it a cat? You'll have to stay to help take care of it, lol. I'm okay with that, though I don't know how that'd work, because me staying there. I can't stay either, you know, because I'm not an American citizen, and I'll also probably have to go back as well. Because, I mean, I hope at least that I can go back studying at the end of this year, and, like, in general, everything is expensive. Oh, yeah, that's true. Then maybe we can get a cat together another time, then. I assume that says another time, because the icon's blocking it. Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay, then... Oh, yeah, another time. Yep, I was right. Yeah, but they're my dad's. Also, did you find... Okay, so this whole cat stuff, like, they're not even, like... Like, it just seems like they're just talking about it. They're not even, like, making plans to, like, actually adopt a fucking cat or anything. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't really make any fucking sense or whatever. It's just, like, these guys are just, like, talking. I don't even know if Sykkuno himself has any, like, fucking plans to have her move in. Because it seems like he is trying to fuckboy her. That's what this reads to me as. We had already known each other for barely a few days, and this 34-year-old man, doesn't matter, was already expressing interest in moving in together in the same house. Again, it doesn't fucking matter. Also, like, you were engaging back with it, and also, like, you guys weren't, like, this is just you, like, not even, like, planning on meeting up together in, like, the house or whatever. It's just, like, you guys are talking about the potential idea of it. Nothing is set in stone or whatever. Lying about being single and dating history. Yeah, again. Okay, so this is, like, fuckboy behavior. Here we go. In the screenshot, Sykkuno said he only ever had one relationship his entire life. I would eventually find out that was a lie, and that he had been dating and living in the same house as his girlfriend for years, and that I was not the only girl on the internet that he spoke to on a daily basis. I mean, you've been in relationships before. It's not like your first relationship. I don't know, lol. It's only, like, actual dated... I've only actually dated someone once, and they broke up with me, so... Yeah, I think I'm very good. That probably, like, strikes to me, maybe. Like, and I don't know if that tells me a lot about Sykkuno's partner. But, like, if they broke up with Sykkuno, it's pretty likely that they thought he was an immature person as well, maybe. Wouldn't doubt it. Did y'all ever do anything for your ex, like, at all? I mean, I think I did. I don't think she thought I did. So, yeah. But, I mean, everyone has their own way of what they want. So, it's important to be like, are you getting what you want? And if you're not, I totally understand. Such as... sexting. Oh, no. I don't care. Wow. You're telling me that, like, two grown adults that are flirting with each other, sexting happens? Wow, I don't care. Like, oh no, I'm a 20-year-old fucking prepubescent child, and a fucking 34-year-old that I was flirting with sexted with me. Oh no! Oh no! We texted every single day, and these interactions would be charged with flirting as suggestive topics. Wow, flirting and sexting could never possibly go hand in hand together. That's interesting. I would send him suggestive pictures and audios, and he would confirm that he'd touch himself to them. Wow, that's crazy. Damn. Bit of a fuckboy we got here. Bit of a horny gooner. Additionally, he always acted flustered and inexperienced, keeping up the illusion on his on-stream innocent persona. Oh yeah, there's a lot of like VTubers or streamers that will like put on like a ooh I'm so cute voice just to appear more innocent than they actually are. It's very performative for sure. We also regularly talk about date ideas and things we'd like to do together in the future when we meet up IRL. Things that are usually discussed between two adults who are clearly romantic and interested in each other. But you guys are two adults. You're trying to portray yourself as if you're a fucking innocent child that's non-consenting to this. You are two adults. On top of texting, we also called almost every day, even after he'd stream for over 8 hours. We'd talk and play games regularly. One thing I'd noticed is that every time we called and when we spoke, he'd be whispering and never fully use his voice. His excuse was that it's because he was tired after a long stream, and I didn't really find that to be suspicious. Using your voice for 8 hours in a row does exhaust it after a while. I now realize that he was being quiet because his girlfriend lived with him and he didn't want her to hear. Okay, so he probably is cheating on her. That's shitty. That's pretty cringe that he's cheating. I don't necessarily care too much about cheating in the sense that I don't think if you cheat on someone that should cancel your entire career. It is very shitty behavior. We can acknowledge that Sykkuno is very immature and very shitty for it. But, again, we're like 25% through this document, and I've yet to see how he's a predator. I don't see any predatory behavior here. You're too sweet. But you ditch TwitchCon for me, Tamin B side. I've never heard of it. Let's go watch something then. We should. Or we could watch a cooked Netflix dating show, because those are funny, lol. Or both. We should. Wait, do you want to play Helldivers Overwatch or watch a show after? Because low-key, I want to play Overwatch because of the Sanrio skins. I want to make the most of it. You do, yeah? Like that audio in the recording I sent you? Okay. Yeah, so she said, like, they obviously sexted. I don't care. Like, it's immature, but I don't care. Huh? Oh my god. Well, yes, you sounded really cute in that, too. Did you ever re-listen to it, or only listen to that once? You are so, like, I don't know. If anything, like, based on the screenshots that you're showing us, if anything, it sounds to me like you're being more sexy with him than he is with you. Thank you. I tried my best for it to sound good. Wait, why'd you send me $81? Oh, you said you wanted the new Resident Evil game. Oh, I mean, specifically 81. I don't know. It just translates to 100 for USD, lol. We'll work out together then. I can spot you, you know. Gym dates are also cute. Also, hots, even dates. It's gonna be, like, sweaty, and not gonna lie, I know people who are like, I spent 2 hours in the gym every day, and I'm like, I think I'd be tired before 2 hours. I think I'd be tired in like 15 minutes max. I spend 2 out of 3 hours at the gym, or 2 to 3 hours at the gym. I mean, yeah, a lot of people who go on gym dates, it's helping each other out during workouts. Wow, that's crazy. You get flustered so easily. Because I'm not. I've never done like this kind of thing before, lol. And you don't like it, which is kind of crazy because I'm older than you, but like, I haven't really dated much. Yeah, he's fuckboying her. That's what this is. He's like fuckboying the shit out of her. So, you have me now. My XP bar is low. Dude, this guy is so fucking antisocial. Like, I could make fun of this guy for being a little bit of a antisocial loser, but like, I'm not really seeing predator. Like, you guys are alleging that he's a fucking predator. Here's the thing, right? Why does every fucking situation have to be like predatory in hindsight? Why can't we just have like bad relationships? Why can't it be like, oh yeah, this guy was kind of shitty to me, and that's like the relationship didn't work out? Like, why does everything have to be like, oh, I was fucking raped or groomed in hindsight? Like, why does everything have to be that? Like, chill out. Like, this guy is just like a bit antisocial, and if anything, like, she's being more sexual than he is, like, based on like all the DMs that are available. So you have me now. Okay, wait, I already read that. I've never gotten something like this before. Yes, I like it. It's so good. I can't wait to use it later. You know, I've kind of wondered if you've ever touched yourself while watching what I said. Dude, you're the one that's, like, fucking insinuating all this stuff. Like, you're the one that's engaging with him first. I'm sorry. Like, again, you're more sexual with him than he is with you. What? Why would you wonder that? Well, because they're spicy pictures and videos. Of course I wonder if you put them to use. I'll definitely put this one to use. So you've never done so before? Maybe. I want a yes or no. Yes, of course I have. How could I not? I'm going back to sleep now. Hope you have a good rest and that you're feeling better today. And you don't have to send me. What the heck, lol. But I hope you feel as good as you look. I know you said you weren't feeling too great yesterday. I'm feeling a little bit better, yeah. I love getting compliments from you. Also, good morning, handsome. What are you up to? Wow, incredible. Look at that. Sugar daddy. I don't know why I read sugar daddy. And I just started laughing. I just read sugar daddy section. Amazing. Thank you. Less than a month later, Sykkuno would randomly ask for my PayPal DM accounts in DMs. He'd then waste no time in sending me money unprompted, something that I'd later realize was a behavioral pattern that he'd employ with women he'd expressed interest in. I want to reiterate that I have never asked him for his money, and he did this of his own volition. He bought me both a gym jacket, linked below, and Resident Evil 9 because I had expressed interest in the game. So just to be clear, he didn't buy you the games, he just sent you money thinking that you would want to buy those games. Like, it sounds like he's doing a nice thing for you. Also, not for nothing, fucking 200 euros, 81, I don't know what, fucking cents would be in euros. Fucking 81.16 euros, I guess, is what I'll just say. This guy's horny. this guy do be kind of horny. I don't know would fuckboys go out of their way to spend this much money if they're really trying to fuckboy her. I guess technically they would, depending on how horny they are. This guy seems very horny for her. So I guess he would. You still aren't asleep either. I fell asleep. Woke up again because I'm having trouble sleeping. Aw, well, good morning. And what's your PayPal so I could buy you games later? Well, technically, you're not really buying her the games. You're just sending her the money so she can buy her the game. Whatever. Huh? Straight to the point. Jesus. I don't know why she would say straight to the point Jesus when she's the one that's been, fucking sexting with him. And she's been getting, uber horny for him and engaging. It sounds like you're straight to the point. I need to update my email to my PayPal because it's my old name from before I rebranded. That's just an American thing. Want me to send it back? No, I wanted you to get a nice gym vest, lol. Well, I mean, especially because it seems like you're really passionate about working out, so I thought it'd be nice. I guess I could get another one. Yeah, and then you can remember me when you're wearing it. I thought it was a cute idea. I wore it with the green set because I know how much you like green. Good morning. Aw, thanks, you look good. Is it comfy? She sends a picture of herself at the gym. Oh, there you go, I guess. A calculated pattern of love bombing and manipulation. Oh no. We've seen so much manipulation and predatory behavior leading up to this document, and we're more than halfway through this document. And I have not seen any fucking predatory manipulative behavior from this guy so far. All right, knock it the fuck off. A calculated pattern of love bombing and manipulation. After speaking to Elphelia, is that how you say your name? Elphelia? A few days ago, we were both able to corroborate our experiences with Sykkuno and learned that we were both victims of his. Whoa, that's insane. We had no idea he was talking to both of us at the same time. Sykkuno is known to send hundreds of dollars to the girls he wants to get involved with. This screenshot is from where he took his friend Elphelia to Paris during the 2025 TFT tournament, along with sending her 500 euros to help her move into her new apartment. You can also clearly see that this was sent from his business email's PayPal account. Screenshot from Elphelia below. Sykkuno, sending her 500 euros, 400 euros. Wait, to this Elphelia? Dude, this guy is so horny. Oh my This guy is cringy, but it's like, yeah, I'm laughing at... Listen, here's the thing, right? I'm laughing at someone else's DMs out of context. That's shitty of me because, listen, I've had that shit happen to me before. I've had my own set of allegations. I've had people fucking post... I've had, like, my accuser post, like, personal DMs of us. It's uncomfortable as fuck. So, I'm sure from Sykkuno's perspective, this is, like, super uncomfortable. Like, I understand more than anybody, I would say. But it's... I don't know, man. You are one horny... Like, the only, like, crime that Sykkuno's guilty of is being immature and horny. That's it. Like, that's all I'm seeing. Like, he's not a predator. To me, like, when I think of predatory, I think of, like, trying to put women in a position where they're unable to say no or something. Like, so if he was, like, saying, hey, if you don't have sex with me or sext with me, I will, like, cancel you online or something, that's predatory. Because you're putting her in a position where she cannot give any good answer other than submitting to you for sex. So that's predatory. That's stuff that I'm trying to look for, but I'm not seeing any of that. It's just two people just being immature and sexting each other, and everybody's a legal adult, and I'm just looking at this like, yeah, this is kind of stupid. I'm not gonna lie. Paying for another girl to fly him out. Oh, this guy is so horny. Holy fuck, dude. Oh, and this girl was like a fucking... How long ago was this? This was like back in 2025? Okay. Here in their DMs, we could see that he offered to pay for a flight for TFT Paris. So it sounds like this guy is cheating on his girl to some capacity. I don't know. These guys are very horny, for sure. And so Elfia is also talking. Here are their DMs, yada, yada, yada. I'm probably going to Paris later this year for sure. I'm not sure on TwitchCon yet. I'm afraid I don't know enough people. Ah, that's unfortunate. I mean, maybe, but I'm scared, lol. I can understand that I'd probably be too. And I only know 2 people, and the rest I've never met before. What? That's scary. Well, I might, but you should come to Paris when I go. Is it close? Paris is pretty easy to go to, yeah, since it's EU. You better hang out then when I go there. And I might go to TwitchCon, maybe. I'll have to see, because I know nothing and no one there, and it's expensive. I'll pay for it, don't worry. Whoa, really? How'd you do that? Yeah, of course. And all the food. You'd have to deal with my annoying ass, though. Mwahahaha. And you gotta choose places. Deal. I'll annoy you so much, though, lol. I'd be like, Kuno, let's go out and get boba. I'm hiding behind you whenever you talk to people, though, lol. Dude, I really don't understand how you guys can, like, have conversations as legal adults and decide that it's, like, there's something predatory that happened here. I just don't understand how you come to this conclusion when that's, like, everything we're seeing so far. I don't understand. Like, he's fuckboying her. She's obviously interested in him. I think fuckboy behavior is wrong. Doesn't make somebody a predator. I'm boarding now. See you soon. See you soon. You have the hotel. Bro, I'm just going to be real with you. You guys are calling this guy a predator. This guy better have fucking, like, molested a child or something. Or else I'm going to be thankful he didn't if he didn't do that. But I'm also going to be upset that you called him a predator and sensationalized the fuck out of this. Because it seems like there's a lot of priming of information that I'm seeing in this document. I'm boarding now. See you soon. See you soon. You have the hotel info, right? You're fine. You never have to pay for anything. Don't worry, lol. How much is the flight usually from Netherlands to Paris and back? I think I'm going for like a TFT tournament or something like that. Elfia's experience. Elfia would talk to Sykkuno on and off for the span of 5 years. Incredible. During that time, she had absolutely no idea that he had a girlfriend in the 5 years that she had known him, and on and off flirted with him. Anytime she would bring up the topic of his love life, he would meet to give the response of playing too many games and not going out enough to meet women to date. Also, I have a question for you. Why are you single? Like, how? Huh, that's a crazy question, lol. I think it's a combination of, like, playing too many games. Why? Crazy. Same calculated behavior and patterns. Using his nerdy gamer boy facade to lure women into a false narrative? Wait, hold on. You're saying that he's using this as, like, a manipulation tactic? So, let me ask you a question. if you go on a date with somebody and they decide to portray the best version of themselves, does that mean that they're luring the person to date them? Because, like, the energy of this is that, like, he's, like, trying to groom these women into dating him. That's, like, what I'm getting from this. That's not what's happening, obviously. That's not the reality. But, like, you could apply, like, if we had to apply this narrative to every single relationship, then everybody is a fucking predator, by your logic. And we know that that's stupid. Like, this is a little bit terminally online. Pfft, you're cute. You're this sweet all to girls, or am I just lucky, bro? She's putting on a facade to lure the guy in? Damn, I guess Elfia's a predator then. I don't know. That's the logic that this document's using. I guess she's a predator by Mal's logic. Here you can see Sykkuno followed them. I guess. Big gooner here. Big gooner. Here is proof that Sykkuno was in Paris for the TFT event around this time, directly from his Twitter. I'm about to win so many prizes. Ultimate bragging rights have been secured at TFT Paris Open. Congrats to our 4v4 champions disguised. There's that. OMG, I was playing WoW. I saw this player, it reminded me of you. Aw, you got reminded of me? That's cute. Of course. Oh, I was gonna ask, were you planning on going to, like, Offkai or anything like that? I wish, but unfortunately I can't. My rent is now 800 euros per month, and I'm fully living off my savings, so I canceled all my travels this year. Damn. And this is where the grooming... this is where, Sykkuno... he's going to use this as a grooming tactic. He's going to find this opening where she's in a bit of a financial situation. He's going to use that as an opening to try to bless her with more money and then use that as a grooming tactic. That's what we're about to see here, dude. Wow. Oh my god. I'm shitting my pants so hard. I'm coming and shitting. To add even more salt to the wound, after Elfia's Paris trip and 2 weeks after he had started talking to me, saying things like how he wants to move in with me and such, he would message Elfia asking her if she'll be at Offkai. This is proof that he'd be talking to more than one woman at a time, planning a hookup for every event he went to. He was doing this while giving me the impression that he wanted something long-term, and all while also having a girlfriend since 2021. Elfia and I weren't friends until I found out that he was cheating on his girlfriend. This is when we both got in contact with each other and share our stories. She deserves the world. Why does she deserve the world? These people really think that, like, Sykkuno is, like, fucking Jeffrey Epstein. Like, if you guys think what Sykkuno did was bad, boy, do I have stories to share with you. Pay attention to U.S. politics. Donald Trump being on the fucking Epstein client list. OMG, my friend, I just asked, said he's going to, like, a VTuber anime convention in Germany after. Ooh, I heard about that. I'll be there from Thursday to Monday. Arg, I fell asleep. No worries. Morning. Hi, how was your day? Awful. Spent the whole day crying. Crying right now. Why do some cheat? I'll never understand. Ironic. Wait, ironic? Hold on. Wait, so... Awful. I spent the whole day crying. Why do some men cheat? I'll never understand. This kind of insinuates a little bit. Like, why are you saying that why is this ironic? Because, like, oh, are you saying it's ironic because Kuno was, like, cheating on his current girlfriend for the both of you? Like, I don't know. Like, you're saying, why do some men cheat? I'll never understand. Like, I don't know. You might think I'm reading too deep into this, but this almost, like, weirdly insinuates... Like, I almost wonder if, like, she's, like, cheating on him or something, if anything. Because, like, if she's interacting with him, and, like, you're upset, and you're saying that some men... Wait, this is kind of a self-report. You're like, why do some men cheat? And you're upset, but you're still talking with Kuno. Like, this insinuates that you have a boyfriend, right? Like, I can't be the only one that thinks that, right? Like, she's... Like, apparently you had a boyfriend already, and you got cheated on with him, but now you're cheating on your boyfriend with Kuno. So, like, you're getting upset at it. It's like a rules for thee, but not for me situation. Like, this is, weirdly enough, this is kind of a self-report in your document. I don't know. Rumors and broken friendships. As I mentioned in intro, no one made a public statement before because they never had sufficient evidence. Okay, so I'm just saying, if they never had sufficient evidence that Sykkuno was like this horrible predator, then wouldn't that imply that like Sykkuno was probably being a fuckboy to them as well? It's probably not that different compared to what you guys went through. I highly, like, if you guys haven't been able to show us predatory behavior here, I highly doubt we're going to see predatory behavior involving other people. I mean, I suppose there is like a very, very slim chance that that could be the case, but I doubt it. Sykkuno would always talk to me about the most explicit and sensitive topics on voice calls or in person. You guys, like, sexted. Yes, and you brought it up a lot. Yes, we saw that in the proof. Never leaving a paper trail. This was all intentional. Rumors still managed to spread. Many content creators, both big and small, would vent to their friends about his behavior. Behind the scenes, for many, he'd be known as a predator who regularly took advantage of smaller and or vulnerable content creators. We have not seen anything that shows he's predatory. He's an immature fuckboy. He's a little bit antisocial as well. That's also the vibe that I get from this guy. He's not a predator, though. Like, again, like, this is the problem, is that if you wanted to out him for being a loser, for being a... This is the problem. Like, you can criticize Sykkuno for this as well. This is what you get for fucking interacting with people that are more immature than you, younger than you. This is kind of what you get, Sykkuno, for being a dumb idiot and being a 34-year-old and being, like, a fuckboy to, like, a 20-year-old. Because, like, a lot of these people are so fucking young and they, like, grew up with the internet, probably during COVID as well, and they believe that, like, every, like, interaction with a content creator and a fan is, like, a predatory scenario. That's what they believe in. So, I don't understand why, like, I don't know. That's something you can criticize him for. Is that, like, he needs to be more fucking cognizant of that more than anything else, especially considering he's been doing content creation for years, and this is a very recent thing. But, like, the problem is that these people are so fucking adamant on, like, this predator narrative that, like, he's gonna wind up looking better than you guys are, ultimately. The reason why Sykkuno would abruptly stop hanging out with certain people throughout the years is because of this predatory behavior. There's no predatory behavior! Where's the predatory behavior? However, he managed to keep enough influential friends around him to legitimize his position in the space, especially seeing that many of those friends were women who would have normally stood in solidarity with any sort of victim, making it seem like he was safe enough to trust because they trusted him enough to be a friend. As Alfea spoke with Sykkuno, she'd tell him about rumors that she had heard from someone else about how Sykkuno had a roster of readily available women, and how they all coincidentally... So, where are these women then? Like, you said that there's no evidence. He had, like, a roster of women. Maybe that's true. I wouldn't doubt it. He seems like kind of a fuckboy. This Alfea person is also cheating on her boyfriend. She's also being kind of, like, weird about things. Like, this just seems like a circle jerk of people just, like, fucking cheating on each other. And it's just, like, everybody is so, like, fucking terminally online about this. Alfea, of course, didn't believe this. After all, Sykkuno had a calculated path to, like, every single, like, situation. Every single thing that Sykkuno is doing is calculated. Every single interaction is, like, a calculated behavior. Him being horny is calculated. Him being, like, fucking, like, sending money because that's, like, a nice thing that people do when they flirt with each other is, like, everything is calculated. Everything is, like, a fucking, like, manipulative thing. These people would not be able to handle the fucking trauma that Jeffrey Epstein inflicted on, like, people for decades. You guys would not be able to handle anything. That worked perfectly in his favor. His innocent, naive demeanor wouldn't dare hurt a fly, so why would he hurt me? Alfea, I don't know, he said he dislikes you and that you only go for girls that are small so you can manipulate them with your shy persona. Yet he is doing that to my friend right now. Oh yeah, I mean, I don't. I think that's true, but I guess people will say stuff randomly. Yes. I'm confused as to these people who think I'm going for them, but I haven't really done that. Anyway, I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean, like I said before, people who know me will know me, and I guess he just dislikes me, which is totally fine. Exactly. He did say the only reason you haven't gotten called out is because you go after small creators and they'll never expose you. If you ever need proof of anything, I have receipts just in case he tries anything funny. Crazy. Wow. Ooh, I feel like the way VTubers are, they would love to try and expose big streamers. They love drama. Well, apparently Muujin, because he's just a fucking weird cock gobbler that's so desperate to be on the right side of history. By the way, like when I was just starting out uploading on this channel, I watched Muujin's Cinder coverage. It was absolute utter dog shit. It's very obvious that Muujin just wants to sensationalize drama so he can have content to cover. And not only that, I think he's just desperate to appeal to the, like, whatever the correct opinion is of popular VTubers in the spheres that he hangs out in. I think that's what it is more than anything else. Like, Muujin likes to sensationalize so he has content to make. He's a fucking weird freak. I know, I'm just making sure you stay safe no matter what. Wow, guys, this is so predatory. She's concerned over him. She loves him. This is such a predatory scenario we're witnessing. I mean, why is he bringing me up so much anyway, though? He's just jealous of you. I'm just playing League with him, and he brought you up out of the blue. I don't think there's much to be jealous of. I have no idea, but hopefully he feels better soon. He said you hurt 5 of his friends, apparently. Oh, no. You fuckboyed 5 of my friends. Sykkuno's a girlfriend. Which one? The coincidence that would lead me to finding out the truth about Sykkuno happened last week. A popular male VTuber tried to slide my DMs, presumably to get in my pants, and when I rejected... Wait, is this Muujin? I swear to God. Wait, I wonder if it's that Muujin person. Maybe it is him. I don't know. I rejected him, and he immediately started to mention nasty rumors about Bao. Oh, God. Bao is in this story? I know who Bao is. Bao is, like, a person that, like, sensationalized the Cinder document, and she's just, like, a rage baiter on Twitter, and she gets, like, so fucking... She's just, like, a fucking... I don't like her. She's very performative. Like, I get very weird vibes from Bao. I'm not a huge fan of her. Out of concern for her, such concern, I reached out to a mod who then connected me with Bao. The 3 of us stuck up conversation when I mentioned I was nervous about a date I was going on. They asked me who it was. When I said my date was with Sykkuno, they immediately told me not to go on a date for my own personal safety. Bao told me that at the end of March, Sykkuno's girlfriend reached out to her regarding a controversial tweet Bao made last year. She asked Bao if it was true that the tweet was about Sykkuno. What is this tweet? Oh, it was this shit. I remember this shit. Dude, this was a fucking, like, I remember covering this story. Bao made, like, this tweet just to fucking rage bait her audience into thinking that, like, oh, all men are problematic or whatever. It's just, like, a very weird, there's no, like, nuance with this tweet at all. She obviously was, like, putting this out to rage bait, which, by the way, like, if you want to rage bait and make some bank off of it, like, be my guest. But be fucking honest about it at the very least. Even Asmongold is, like, slightly honest about his rage baiting, and you're not. If you're an up-and-coming female content creator with a small but growing audience and a much larger and successful male content creator approaches you out of nowhere, yeah, we've read that. I have a whole video on this where Bao was, like, rage baiting or whatever. Yeah, this stuff is old. They called, and Bao explained to her that other women had confided in her about similar experiences with him. She described a pattern of behavior where he targeted small female content creators and pressured them into having sex with him. That is a very heavy... That's a fucking... I'm sorry. Why, if that's true, and that, like, it is actually as serious as you're describing it, why the fuck was this not at the beginning of your document? Are you fucking for real right now? If this is real... Which I don't think it is, to be honest with you. Like, we are so... Like, we're basically at the end of this document. I don't even think that this is real because we have not seen any predatory behavior up until this thing, which would be, like, change everything if that is true. I don't think it is, though, personally. I'm just saying, if this is not real, this is borderline defamatory behavior. Like, saying that he would pressure other girls into having sex with it, that's a fucking heavy allegation. I don't know. Bao then offered to connect her with these other victims. Dude, I hate the word victims. Like, victim of what? What are you guys a victim of? Being fuckboyed? Oh no. Holy shit, dude. Like, I hate the use of the word victim here constantly throughout this document because it just kind of, like, shows that it's like, this is so stupid. Everything that I've seen from this situation is so dumb. Everything is, like, really, really fucking stupid. And I'm just so, like... Oh, God. I almost don't even know if I want to watch Mujin's video on this. Like, I'm debating it. This was all discussed during a Discord call. Hey, Bao, I'm sorry to bother you with this, but I heard something recently that was a bit concerning and thought that I would just come ask you about it. I heard that there was possibly an instance of Sykkuno trying to get VTuber girls to, at his hotel room, drink with them, and that tweet you made up about being cautious of male streamers showering you with gifts and attention was about him in regards to... Okay, so that tweet was actually about Sykkuno. That's interesting. I didn't know. That's interesting lore to find out in hindsight. But, like, I don't know, dude. This is a little bit, like, it's just fucking weird that people are terminally online about this. I guess it's the VTuber space. Like, what do I expect? Bao told me 3 days before I contacted her and her mod, Sykkuno and his girlfriend were trying to reconcile after Sykkuno somehow managed to convince her that it was all a huge misunderstanding. Okay, that, to me... That's probably the most fucked up thing Sykkuno has done in this entire document. Is that, like, he's basically lying. Like, right here, basically this reads, he's lying to his girlfriend on purpose. Saying, oh, nothing was happening here. Like, that's fucking shitty behavior. This is, to me, is, like, probably the worst thing Sykkuno has done out of this entire situation. Like, you guys are trying to make it all about you saying he's, like, a predator. But, like, that's, like, not even, like, real at all. She had no clue that I, as well as other girls, still existed in Sykkuno's romantic and sexual life. Oh, no. Yeah, I mean, there's cheating. Like, that's shitty, but it's... I don't know. I don't think Sykkuno deserves cancellation over this. Bao and her mod would put me in a group chat with Sykkuno's girlfriend where I would share all of the screenshots you see above. She was rightfully horrified and left the group chat because she couldn't stomach reading them. I've lived with him for over 2 years. We have been together since 2021. Everything he's planning with you are things we have planned together and talked about and have done. I'm sorry. To all of Sykkuno's victims, ever since Sykkuno's viral breakout during the pandemic lockdowns of 2020 when he played Among Us, he has always carefully curated every aspect of his behavior on stream and with friends. An innocent, romantically inexperienced boy failure who looks like an anime character and sounds like one too. This perfectly curated image would attract a large audience of women, with a lot of them processing how attracted they are to him. He soaked them in praise and never sought to limit the most extreme aspects of his community because it made him more desirable. Holy fuck, dude. What a fucking idiotic perspective. Oh no, a fucking famous person goes after a fan. Oh my gosh. Dude. Okay. Holy fuck. This guy, like, these people think that, like, Sykkuno is Andrew Tate. That's where we're at. Like, we think that Sykkuno's, like, sex trafficking rapist territory or something. Like, that he's, like, a grooming rapist. That's what everybody thinks in this situation, according to terminally online people in VTuber spaces that should never be taken seriously. It's pathetic. Twitch spaces are so fucking pathetic. He understood this and would use this curated image. Every content creator has a curated image. Like, I'm just saying. Like, you pretend like optics is not a thing. As well as his legitimacy in content creation space, thanks to his followers and famous friends, to seek out any attractive cosplayers and or content creators that were small enough to be starstruck by his grand presence. It would work most of the time, as he'd use the same calculated pattern that he used with me and Elphelia to lure them in. Oh my god, because we had no idea what was going on. We didn't know that he was flirting with us. We didn't know that, like, we were being sexual. That's why I sent him voice clips of us moaning. We didn't know. Oh no. What the fuck, dude? I hate this. And eventually fly them out to the next convention or event that he went to with the goal of hooking up. Oh god, him hooking up with legal adults. Oh no, who cares? I don't care. What these women didn't know is that he'd always lie about the fact that he's single behind the scenes. Again, that is true. I would say the biggest victim of this situation is probably Sykkuno's, like, actual real, like, girlfriend. That's, like, the only person who I actually, like, feel sorry for. Like, Sykkuno, kind of a loser, not a predator, because they're sensationalizing it. And also, these people, like, these people genuinely think that they're, like, a fucking victim of, like, Jeffrey Epstein or something. I implore many other victims to come out about their experiences with this predator. Oh, great. I fucking can't with these people. And I end this document with a recording of Sykkuno where he admits to everything, especially on how he cheated with his girlfriend and my friend. Cheating makes you a predator. I guess tons of people in the world are predators. For context, this was shortly after I messaged his girlfriend about cheating. 30 minutes later, he would ask for if I was free for a call. Okay. As his girlfriend was crying downstairs, he somehow chose to prioritize that he barely met 2 months ago. I also pointed this out during the call. Here's the link. Okay, so I think that this link that she sends, it's in the Mugen video, because Mugen released his video the same day that this document came out, which communicates to me that this is obviously like a coordinated effort. So we're going to see that in Mugen's video. Mugen is, honestly, Mugen, I already know that he's gonna, over-validate all these allegations. He's actually, Mugen is fucking pathetic, honestly. He is a loser freak. He is honestly pathetic loser fuck that just, is so desperate to seem like a good boy to all the fucking VTubers that he has to sensationalize Predator content just so he can have content to look like a good fucking guy or to make money off of it. So dumb. The last thing I said to him, oh, I'm making food right now. You're making food at this hour? But you know why, and I think I should explain. Ominous much? Not ominous. Just the truth. It's 6:50 a.m. I'm making breakfast. But if you're not interested, that's fine too. I'll give you the short version if you can't call. I can call in a few minutes. Let me just go upstairs. I'm beyond disappointed in... Oh, so they had a call. That's the video right here, by the way. I'm beyond disappointed in you. And, yeah, they call... Okay. Interesting. Alright, we've got a Mugen video. We're on 1.5 times speed because I can't be fucking bothered with the way Mugen talks about shit. But, yeah, I will say, when this video goes live, I do have another Mugen reaction in the pipeline, funny enough. It was about some old Overwatch 2 allegations that I looked at because it was a bit of a content drought day, but then I had a bunch of other stuff I uploaded. And it just so happens to be... around the time that I have that in the pipeline, I have to react to yet another Mugen video. That video on the Overwatch thing was not as bad because that guy seemed like an actual bad person. But this guy right here is not a predator, and Mugen seems to be coordinating an effort to try to cancel this person. So, wow. I guess we'll fucking see what we got here.
My girlfriend of 4 years has recently become obsessed with a male streamer, and I feel really uncomfortable about it. This was a post made on the subreddit r/relationship advice around the end of 2020. What was particularly shocking here is that barely just a few days after making that initial post, he'd end up breaking up with his girlfriend. Her obsession with that streamer was that irrational. And during that time, she wasn't the only one who might have felt this way.
I'm not gonna lie, if a fan is that parasocial over somebody to the point where it fucks with your relationship, it's less of the streamer's problem and more of the problem with the fan and the relationship they had with the other person, more than anything.
It's because the male streamer in question here was none other than Sykkuno, a name and face that had become a core memory of the COVID-19 pandemic, more specifically when everyone was locked up in their homes. In the span of less than a year, he would go from having 1,000 average viewers on Twitch to 50,000, even having a stream where he peaked at over 100,000 concurrent viewers. What he'd be most known for was his gameplay of Among Us with his friends, who happened to be very big content creators as well. Not only would he get tens of thousands of concurrent viewers on Twitch, but he would get millions upon millions of views on his YouTube channel as well. And while his rise to fame is definitely incredibly impressive, what was truly unparalleled here is his extremely high ratio of female viewers, confirmed to having been higher than any of his other content creator friends.
Whoa! A guy can have a lot of female friends? That means he's a predator. If a guy has a lot of female friends, that means that person's a predator. I guess I'm a predator then. I don't know. I've had a lot of friends that are women in the past. A lot of them don't like me anymore because that was under my old Dr. Evil Bad Rex name because I got fucking falsely accused of dumb bullshit. But I don't know. I guess I'm a fucking violent rapist, apparently, according to Mugen.
His handsome look, his anime-sounding voice, and his witty jokes made women go rabid. In fact, it was...
Guys, that's his grooming tactic, is to, fucking sound anime and sound uwu cute for his fucking VTuber persona. That's it. That's his grooming tactic. That's what we're hearing from Mugen, by the way. That's what he's insinuating. He's not gonna say it like that, because I think deep down Mugen knows it sounds fucking stupid, but that's essentially what he's communicating to us, is that, essentially Sykkuno is grooming these fucking women into wanting to have sex with him from his, uwu, I'm so cute, and, she's making them go fucking crazy. He unlocked a mind hack This is, like, also weirdly, like, sexist, also, by the way. Like, you're basically saying, oh my god, like, you're basically saying all women just go fucking crazy over these things and they immediately turn their brain off and they're incapable of having autonomy over themselves. This is, like, a weirdly sexist insinuation as well from Mugen as well, but whatever. It's one of those moments where we go so far left, we go right, I guess.
It was also a joke that he would turn male fans gay. But what made him really desirable is just how socially awkward he was. He was innocent in an endearing way. He was a boy failure that needed a woman to fix him. In a nutshell, he was this picture. Almost allergic to other women. He just couldn't handle anything romantic. He would get too...
Bro, he's literally doing a Keanu Reeves in this photo. He's doing a fucking, like, you know, okay, so you guys know how Keanu Reeves, when he takes pictures with his fans, you can literally see Keanu Reeves' hands are not even on the women that are, like, he's wrapping them around. Like, he'll have his hand wrapped around, but his hands are up in the air. Like, he doesn't even touch them. He doesn't even, like uncomfortably touch them at all. Like, he's taking that a step further, and he's, like, distancing himself from them. So, like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying. This person looks like food shops, by the way. I can't be the only one that sees it, right? This person kind of looks like food shops.
Flustered. This made many of his fans want to be the one to finally fix him. But make no mistake here, this was all a perfectly crafted image that he had...
What the fuck? This is a perfectly crafted image. Mugen, you're pathetic. This is a perfectly crafted image. This is what I'm talking about. It's like you assign, like, some level of predatory narrative to what he's doing. Like, this is, like, why such disproportionate energy to what he's doing? Like, why? Like, for what?
Made for himself. He wanted you to think that he was innocent, naive, a boy failure, someone who's inexperienced in relationships and would never hurt a fly. Because in reality, behind this mirage, this illusion, there was a master manipulator, a serial cheater, and a predator.
You're pathetic. I'm sorry. If you look at this situation and you take away the fact that he is some fucking weird predator, go outside, touch some fucking grass. I don't know what to tell you. Like, this is fucking stupid. We saw just a bunch of cheating. Everything has to be predatory now. You know, like, you really sat here and you coordinated behind the scenes a bunch of bullshit allegations against this fucking person. Like, who's more of a predator in this situation? A guy who's, like, fucking awkward and he's a fuckboy and he's immature and, like, he's just, like, having weird DMs and cheating? Or some weird fucking giant VTuber YouTuber that's so desperate to appeal to whatever the correct opinion is that he feels the need to make a fucking video about how sensationalized information about how some guy's a predator. And by the way, you're also 27 years old as well, Mugen. Like, I looked up your age. Like, who's more predatory in this scenario? I think Mugen, like, by his own logic, is more predatory than Sykkuno is. He's a fucking pathetic loser. He is a loser freak. That's who Mugen is. He's a sensationalist content creator, and any of the fucking VTubers he's trying to appeal to are not going to sleep with him. Sorry, dude. Hate to break it to you. They ain't going to sleep with you. They ain't going to fuck you after this video.
Someone who would make it a point for many years to target smaller content creators, take full advantage of the fact that he was one of the most desirable men in the streaming world, all while making it seem like he had no experience with women and that it just might be romantic. They just might be that special someone who can fix him. What he would somehow forget to tell them, though, is that he had been in a monogamous relationship since 2021. But you don't have to take my word for it, because he admits to everything in a recorded voice call with the victim herself. And on top of that, that same victim, who goes by the name of HemamalVT, would choose to write a Google Doc that shows the entire timeline, her and Sykkuno's DMs together, as well as the DMs of another victim that actually slept with Sykkuno while being totally oblivious to the fact that he has been in a relationship since 2021. This might be one of the most impactful and longest running lies in content creation history.
Okay, dude, if you say so. You said that about Cinder, by the way, I just want to make it clear, this guy said this about Cinder. His Cinder video is like utter dog shit. It's just like, oh, Cinder is a bad person. Cinder's this, Cinder's that. Are there things you can criticize Cinder for? Yes. Is she like a bad person that deserves to have her whole career ruined over it? Abso-fucking-lutely not. Giant nothing burger of a situation. And then you have people like Mugen who sit here and fucking drool at the sight of content that he can sensationalize just to make content off of it. He's pathetic. By the way, can I mention as well, Mugen was friends with Tectone. An actual rapist, Tectone, behind the scenes. And the only reason Mugen cut ties with him was when the Tectone court documents went public. That's the only reason he cut ties with him, is it going public. And then he also tried to be like, I pretended to be friends with Tectone behind the scenes before this thing came out. Like, okay, yeah, I'm sure that's what it is, Mugen. I believe, that's totally believable. So you have Mugen, who associates himself with actual fucking rapists. But then he sits here and he tries to talk and say that a fuckboy online is is more of a predator than an actual fucking right-wing grifting lolly defending rapist who can't own a gun for 10 years because he's a threat to women. That's fucking crazy to me. That is fucking mental to me. This is how you know these people are not genuine about anything that they talk about. This is how you know.
To thank the two victims in question for trusting me with this very heavy topic and for allowing me to make the first comprehensive video on it. So without further ado, let's get right into this mess. Alright, so first off, who the hell is Sykkuno? Well, before starting his streaming career, he actually used to be a software engineer working in the Bay Area of California. His monotonous office life would change forever though when he would meet Lily Pichu, a well-known content creator who actually started making content as far back as 2012. However, when they met, she was far from being the very well-known content creator that we know today. It was back during the Season 3 World Championship for League of Legends during the year of 2013, so barely a year into her content creator journey. Sykkuno would be aware of her content. He'd reach out to her and would want to meet her, seeing that they're both at the same place. Lily Pichu agreed, thinking, oh, am I about to meet a fan? That's awesome. She'd be absolutely shocked when that fan would show up with a massive bouquet of flowers. As she was about to thank him, he would run away back to his cousins. According to him, these were his only friends at the time. He was that lonely.
Sounds like a loser, I guess. I don't know. Dude, there's a lot of... this guy is doing... Like, I just need you guys to understand. Mugen is doing the same thing that the fucking Google Doc was doing. And it's like this whole, like, priming of... There's a lot of priming of information. There's a lot of, oh, this guy's a predator. Oh, this guy has, like, a disguise. He's, like, actually disgusting. Like, there's a lot of priming of information. This like, okay.
Simply too embarrassed to interact with her further. This interaction left a good impression on Lily Pichu, and they kept in touch for years to come. In fact, as she would start her streaming journey, she'd play with her friends, and one of those friends would be Sykkuno. Her viewers would start to express interest in him, especially seeing that his voice sounded like an anime character. There was genuine demand in her community to know what he looked like. What they didn't know, though, was that Lily Pichu had already shown him. He was there with her when she went to SummerScon in 2015, and he was right there with her in her vlog. But most of her community were simply not aware of this. So seeing that there was growing demand to see what he looked like, they decided to do a face reveal live on Lily Pichu's stream around the year of 2019.
Yeah, you're such a... Oh, okay, here we go. Wait, you're actually so much braver than I thought.
Only because you're here.
Alright, I'm in the stream.
And as you can see, the chat was definitely not disappointed. In fact, Lily Pichu had such an impact on Sykkuno that she would be, well, the main reason why he would start streaming. And you can hear him say that himself.
So what convinced you to start streaming? Lily, actually.
And speaking of...
Whoa, crazy.
Streaming, he would start doing so shortly after revealing his face on Lily Pichu's stream. He'd start at the beginning of 2019 with barely under 100 viewers, but as the months would go by, he would start to get very rapid growth. He would really start putting in serious hours by August 2019, and within just 1 year, by August 2020, he'd be sitting at 8,000 average viewers, reaching a peak of 15,000. But how? Why? Well, during his streams, he would continue playing with Lily Pichu, and seeing that Lily Pichu has a lot of big content creators that she calls friends, she would introduce them to Sykkuno. It turned out that this guy was very easy to talk to. He was witty, he made jokes, and the communities of the many streamers actually enjoyed his company.
Yeah, but let me guess, it was all a facade just to put on... just so he could groom all these women for his own sexual gratification, right? That's the narrative we're gonna go with, I imagine.
These factors combined would be the perfect catalyst for when the quarantine season of COVID...
Can I just say, I actually hate Mugen. Like, I actually legitimately... I'm not even kidding. I think Mugen is like an actual cancer to society. Like, I almost don't even know if I should upload my Overwatch 2 allegations video. Because, like, the only reason I watched Mugen's videos, because no one else had any other videos covering the situation in any meaningful way. So I had to watch Mugen's video to get, like, the synopsis of it. Like, I just hate Mugen. He's, like, an actual fucking loser freak that just sensationalizes information just at the expense of other people, just so he can make content off of it. He's a fucking loser. People like this are actual fucking, like, plagues on society.
COVID-19 would arrive. He would start to play the game Among Us with some of the biggest content creators on the planet, and within just 4 months, he would go from 8,000 average viewers all the way up to 50,000 average viewers, peaking at 100,000 viewers in one stream. He was gaining 500,000 followers every single month. In just the span of like a year and a half, he had gone from being a mid-tier streamer to one of the biggest on the entire platform. It wasn't just Twitch though. He would be getting millions upon millions of views on his YouTube videos as well. He was killing it on every single platform he was on. And so by 2022, when you...
I don't know what happened there. I think my fucking PC might have, like, fucked up there. That was weird. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I think my PC did some weird, like, stutter there.
YouTube was aggressively recruiting Twitch streamers to stream on their platforms instead, offering them multi-million-dollar deals. They targeted Sykkuno, seeing that he's extremely brand-friendly, has a very loyal audience, and had become a household name in such a short time. So on May 2nd, 2022, he would announce to the world that he was moving to YouTube on a 2-year exclusive contract. And as you can tell by the engagement, this post went viral. What I really want you to understand, though, is just how valuable he was seen by companies and platforms. Back when YouTube was aggressively recruiting talents that were on Twitch and their confidence and hubris, seeing that they completely dominated the streaming scene at the time, would never bother offering a counteroffer. On the very rare occasion that they did, it was a very big deal, and guess what? They made an exception exception to Sykkuno, they gave him a counteroffer higher than YouTube. Sykkuno would go back to YouTube and show them Twitch's new offer, and YouTube would offer to pay even more. His contract alone is estimated to be around
Does my video keep stuttering?
to YouTube and show them Twitch's new offer, and YouTube would offer to pay even more.
Oh, what the fuck? That's not even on my end. That's like just part of the video. I thought that was on my end. Were both stutters part of the video then? Bro, dude can't even fucking edit his videos properly when he's like coordinating an attack on some fucking nobody.
Contract alone is
I
estimated.
say nobody, but he was a very successful content creator. I say nobody just because like this fucking situation is nothing. It's like this whole situation is incredibly stupid. It's like this is not like a predatory scenario, and like Mugen's just like coordinating behind the scenes just so he can capitalize off making content on it.
To be around $5 million. Sykkuno, though, also had interests in other communities, such as VTubers. In 2023, for an April Fool's joke, he would debut his first VTuber model, extending his reach to a new niche community. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because at some point, he was invited to a call with the Senator Bernie Sanders alongside Valkyrae and Pokemon. And instead of showing his face, he chose to be a VTuber.
That's insane. Is this true? Wait, is this real? Oh, I guess this actually is real. Like, Bernie Sanders is talking with Twitch. Dude. Wait, so is this like Bernie Sanders' exposure to VTubers? Is that what you're telling me? Oh my god, it's a VTuber. It's a... I can't do a Bernie Sanders impression. Holy fuck. This is very, very serious. This is a new anime goon material that we're seeing right before our eyes. Zoran Mamdani is going to fix the economy by becoming a VTuber. That's great stuff, Bernie. It's a beautiful thing. But, like, on the real, though, Sykkuno, you should have actually shown your fucking face just this once. Be professional in front of Bernie Sanders, dude.
Was so ridiculous and it went so viral that he inadvertently kind of became a spokesperson for VTubing in one stream. I mean, God, everyone wanted a piece of that guy. You would see him everywhere, collabing with everyone. And this was partly due to his very loyal and almost rabid fan base. But it was, of course, all by design. You see, back in 2023, Pokemon would make the very interesting revelation that Sykkuno had the highest female demographic fan base compared to any other streamer, her included. She would compare his...
Yeah, I mean, he's like a fairly handsome guy, so I could understand that, probably.
Level of fame and...
You would think that Hassan would have, like, some of the biggest female demographic, but I guess not. I don't know.
The way his
what do I know?
fans acted towards him to K-pop idols. He simply wasn't seen like the run-of-the-mill Twitch streamer. No, there was definitely more to this. And one of the main reasons why this worked out so well is because he was seen as a boy failure. No, not the kind of guy who's unemployed and lives in a dump and smells like shit. I'm talking about the ideal boy failure. The guy who's handsome, smells nice, doesn't live in a dump, but is instead just a hopeless romantic. Someone who turns all red when you want to initiate physical contact. The most innocent, naive soul imaginable. The appeal of a boy failure isn't necessarily that he's a failure. It's the fact that he's perfect, but just needs one person to fix him. And that's how a significant...
I've never heard of this boy failure thing, by the way. I like this whole like boy failure. I've never heard of this. This is like, this has got to be like a Twitter thing only, right? Like I swear to God, I've never heard someone say like use the term boy failure.
Of his fan base felt. If you've watched my channel before, then it's not too different from a girl failure that has a male audience that wants to fix her. It's the same parasocial mess. This can be...
I don't fucking know what that situation is, and I quite frankly don't care. It's probably more sensationalized crap if you're the one covering it.
very easily seen in some of the most viral fan-made videos of Sykkuno, like this one, for example, setting at over 3 million views. Sykkuno tells his trauma about girls. Sykkuno trusts his friend, Disguised Toast, more than the girls. So this guy had barely any romantic experience, and yet still, he had his heart broken. He needs a woman that will fix him and tell him it'll be okay. And
he probably does have very little experience. He probably, like, based on the DMs that I saw, he probably doesn't have that. Like, really, just because you have sex a couple of times, or just because you, like, have flings a couple times doesn't necessarily mean your experience. Like, he probably does have very little experience with, like, girls at 34. That probably, to me, that would, I guess, explain, like, the immaturity that he has talking with other people. But that's where the story ends, right? Like, it's not, like, anything more than that.
maybe she'll be one of his fans. If only he knew how handsome and amazingly desirable he was, though. Because he's another fan-made video. Everyone's simping for Sykkuno because who doesn't? I mean, God, if only he wasn't a boy failure and understood how smooth he was with women. But he's too naive. Because guess what? This video, sitting at over 4 million views, is titled Sykkuno being smooth with girls for 14 minutes. Yeah, I think you get the point by now, right? This image of him that was so carefully crafted would attract a very large female audience. It would also allow him to be one of the only male streamers to constantly be able to hang out with a majoritarily female friend group without him or them getting in trouble with their fan bases due to jealousy. The guy was innocent, allergic to love, and he wouldn't hurt a single fly. This allowed him to do things that other male content creators could never do. Like, dude, this is him sniffing the armpit of Fuslie at some point during a podcast when they were talking about body odor.
Damn. Sounds like it happened, I guess, within context, or it would consensually be the right word. I guess it would be, right? Because, like, I don't see, like, this guy, to me, based on everything that I've seen, it doesn't sound to me like this guy is the kind of person that would invade a person or, like, try to cross a person's boundaries. Again, I'm still very annoyed at, like, all the priming of information that Mugen is giving here.
is how much he was trusted around women. And even though his audience was very obsessed over him, they saw him as so awkward, so incapable of understanding what love or social cues mean that this was fine. They didn't mind because they were going to be the ones to fix him anyway. So it comes as no surprise that yes, some relationships literally ended over the girl's obsession over him. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if some gay—
Dude, I'm sorry, but like, again, if you are fucking parasocial over somebody and your relationship ends because you are parasocial over a content creator, you need to get fucking help. You need to understand that, like, your parasocial relationship is not real. Like, that is a problem with the fan. That is not a problem with Sykkuno. Like, I fucking hate the I really fucking hate the insinuation in this video that, like, Sykkuno is responsible for how every single one of his fans interacts. Or, like, acts. Okay, Muujin, I have a question for you. Why don't you apply this logic to OnlyFans workers? Like, I have a question. Like, I think this is a legitimate question. If you are so fucking adamant on Sykkuno being responsible for the way all his fans act, apply the same logic to OnlyFans workers, because OnlyFans is almost exclusively a parasocial experience. So by your logic, if men are, like, sexting and engaging in, like, sexual conversations in a parasocial way on OnlyFans, like, what, by your own logic, wouldn't that be predatory? It's also a paid service as well. There's money involved. Wouldn't that be predatory as well? I don't know, Muujin. Seems to be the logic that you would fucking use, because of how unbelievably terminally online you are.
Relationships ended because of the same reason too. He was just that much of a sensation, and that crafted image he built around himself was just so believable and convincing. And so he'd keep on doing what he's always done, and after his 2-year contract—
This is what I'm talking about. It's just like, oh, everything that he does has to be, like, predatory, with predatory intention. Everything has to be, like, it can't be, like, a normal guy that exists. It has to be, like, predatory in hindsight. It has to be calculated. It's like the whole fucking priming of information is so dumb.
YouTube would finally end. During May 2024, he would make his grand comeback to Twitch, peaking at over 26,000 viewers. However, his viewer count would slowly begin to drift. And by April 2026, he'd be sitting at 1,665 average viewers, a far cry from the peak of the pandemic back at 50,000. He'd also stopped collabing with larger content creators as much as he used to, mostly sticking to himself. But hell, I mean, 1,600 average viewers is still very easy to make a living off of. He had made his millions of dollars, had this incredibly obsessive fan base. As far as content creator careers go—
Obsessive fan base, dude. It's just so disingenuous. He's just like, he's priming his audience so fucking much to think that he's like some violent predator.
Oh, this really wasn't so bad. The guy was a multimillionaire. What people weren't aware of, though—
Bro, it's like, okay, Muujin, you were friends with Tectone, and you most likely knew that he was a rapist behind the scenes, and you only cut ties with him when it went public just to save your own skin. Not because you actually care. And you were like saying, oh, but I only pretended to be friends with him behind the scenes. Get the fuck out of here. I don't believe you for a second. It's such bullshit. You pretended to be friends with him behind the scenes. Get the fuck out of here. I don't believe you.
Is that for many years, since becoming a viral sensation, he would use his status as Sykkuno, as the most desirable streamer imaginable, as this K-pop idol, to pursue relationships with smaller or up-and-coming content creators.
What the fuck are you talking about? What is this? Like, you're saying, like, how does that even work? How does it work? Oh, a content creator exists, and so power dynamic is there. Yeah, true. Is it an abusive power dynamic? Is he saying, hey, if you don't have sex with me, I will threaten you to do whatever, basically, right? Is he doing any of that? No, he's not doing any of that. And if that was real, we would have seen that. But it's not there. It doesn't exist. And you claim that other victims exist, but they haven't even come forward yet. Or sorry, the original accuser in the document says that this is, there's not enough evidence of said predatory behavior, which indicates to me that he most likely was not predatory.
Be cosplayers or VTubers manipulating them into thinking that they were special, all in the hopes of hooking up with them and while being in a monogamous relationship. This is the real Sykkuno. And now we find—
Oh my god, that's so terrible. Oh no, I'm fucking crying, dude. I feel like I'm watching Green Mile, dude. I'm crying my eyes out. This is so fucking tragic and sad.
Proof. Hemamal VT, who I'll refer to as Mal from now on, is someone who has been making content for the last year. She occasionally streams from time to time, but also tends to post cosplays on her Twitter profile, some of them being revealing. Those revealing cosplays would catch Sykkuno's attention, and he'd follow her on Valentine's Day of 2026. Within barely a few days, he would start talking about how they should move in together into the same house, all while having—
By the way, that's not real, by the way. That wasn't even like a real thing. They weren't talking about moving in together. They were just like, they were only talking about like the idea of it. Like, that's different from like the plans to move in together. It's very different. Like, they weren't actually going to move in together. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
A girlfriend. When Mal would find—
The DMs don't communicate that.
Doubt about the girlfriend, she would decide to write a Google document. The Google document would contain Mal's side of the story as well as Elfie Leah's side of the story. Another VTuber who, of course, also posts cosplays from time to time, which is why Sykkuno was interested in her to begin with. She also had no idea that Sykkuno had a girlfriend and would meet up with him during December 2025 in Paris when he would travel for a convention. Unlike Mal, though, she would actually end up sleeping with Sykkuno, again, completely oblivious that he has a girlfriend. They would both
I don't care.
share their stories. And
I'm sorry, like, it's shitty, and obviously, like, it sucks for the girlfriend, and it's very shitty of Sykkuno for not communicating that, but, that's, like, this is not predatory. I don't care.
the DMs with Sykkuno in the Google document.
I don't care.
This document would be 32 pages long, and it would detail both of their experiences with Sykkuno, leading
I don't care. I read through all of this. This doesn't matter. I don't care.
up to the revelation of the fact that he has a girlfriend, as well as a link to the full 17-minute YouTube video in which Mal would confront Sykkuno about cheating on his girlfriend with her.
Cool. I don't care.
Here's how it would start off. On Valentine's Day of this year, I was followed on Twitter by Sykkuno. I thought it was amazing that such a big content creator even knew I existed, let alone followed me on social media. He had been my role model, and someone I looked up to for a long time, ever since my days in high school. However, what I learned about Sykkuno after that day would make me regret my decision. Sykkuno is not the kind, soft-spoken character you see on stream. He is a serial cheater, liar, and manipulator who uses his status to get what he wants from as many women as possible, or specifically, ones who are smaller or up-and-coming content creators, knowing that he can take advantage of them. After confiding in
Wow, so terrible.
many others that have had similar experiences with Sykkuno, I realized that this was not an isolated incident. In fact,
Bro, this guy's, like I said, they think this guy's like Jeffrey Epstein. Like, that's, like, the energy that they're coming at this with. They're coming at this with the, that Sykkuno is, like, a fucking Jeffrey Epstein that, like, rapes and traffics kids. That's what they think he is. That's the energy of this entire situation.
it was something that had been going on for multiple years. He always made sure to cover his tracks and never left a paper trail significant enough for someone to make this public. But now, this has all changed. These are serious allegations, and I fully understand that this should
These are serious allegations. They're not. The allegations is that he's a fuckboy. I mean, the predator allegations are serious. That is true. But, like, we know that that's not real. Like, that's not an actual thing that happened, so...
not be treated lightly. I urge all other content creators who have been personally affected by Sykkuno's behavior to not remain silent, as I believe that there is strength in numbers. This document will not only include proof from me, but from another victim who has given me her consent as well. Below, you will find evidence that will expose his calculated pattern of love bombing and manipulation, as well as a recording of a voice call where he explicitly admits to all his wrongdoings, everything. Alright, so already this is one hell of an intro to the document, right? One thing I want to point out is the urging of all other content creators who have been personally affected by Sykkuno to come out about this. As I already mentioned, there are many people who were affected by his actions throughout the years. In fact, if Sykkuno traveled to any expo or convention or event, then you can bet a hefty sum of money that he always had someone there who he flew out, hoping that he could bring them to his hotel room. Anyway, the next section of the document...
Why the what? That's like a weird, like, assertion that you made. Like, that's not even like a real thing. You just made that assertion.
Would be titled Our First Conversation. After Valentine's Day, I was so excited about him following me that I told a friend who then urged me to strike up a conversation. I finally worked up the courage to send him a DM, and he replied right away. So here we can see on the 15th of February, Mal would send, "Are you still looking for a Valentine's Day, perhaps?" To which Sykkuno would say, so innocently, "What? You can't just open up with something like that? And besides, Valentine's Day's almost over where I'm from already." To which he would
Whoa, he's socially awkward. Oh no.
reply with, "I mean, we can always do a Valentine's Day do-over, you know?" In the same first conversation, he brought up what kind of games he liked to play and invited me to play with him after a convention. On the left image, we can see them discussing sleep schedules, right? Understanding what time it is for her, what time it is for him. On the right image, we can see him say, "What games do you like to play? I'm like a massive game player. That's usually how I meet people or make friends, to be honest." In the next couple images, we can...
You want to know what's, like, even funnier, by the way, about this? Is that this Google Doc came out on the same day that, like, obviously we know that this is a coordinated effort, no doubt. But, like, we also know that Mugen, at the very least, this tells me that Mugen, at the very least, was in contact with this Mal person who made the document before it came out. Because, he is accessing the document. There's no way Mugen would have enough time to create an hour-long video and upload it the same day that this video came out and, like, do all this editing. So he very obviously had access to this document before it was, like, made public. Which is, like, even more scummier that he's not, at the very least, casting doubt on, like, the other victims, like, that you mentioned earlier. You're not even gonna, like, cast doubt on that. Like, you had all this time to, like, question and to make, like, a cohesive, like, narrative on it, and instead you decided to take the most sensationalist narrative because you're a pathetic loser coward that just wants, like, an easy content to make and make money off of it. It's cowardly. It's pathetic. And I think you're honestly a pathetic person. I also think you're a rape apologist because you were friends with Tectone. You more than likely knew about Tectone's rape, but you pretended like you claim to pretend to be friends with him, which I don't fucking buy at all. It honestly does not shock me that you're friends with, like, a weird racist right-wing grifting freak like Tectone.
And see Sykkuno talk about the game he was playing, which was Outlast Trials, saying that maybe Mal could carry him. She would agree, give him her Discord, and then wonder, hey, are you done soon with your stream? Because I'm getting tired. She hadn't slept all night. She was pulling an all-nighter. He'd apologize for taking so long, and then he'd say that he has a convention to go to. So after making her wait for like a few hours, he would say, hey, listen, can we just play tomorrow? I have a convention to go to. And they would agree, okay, let's play after the convention. This is what would lead us to the next section. Interest in where I live. For context, this is still the same day as the first conversation. Only moved to Discord in a few hours apart since I'm EU time zone and he's US time zone. So yeah, these DMs have the timestamp of 10 a.m. EU time. The last DMs we can see on Twitter were at 9 a.m. So this is barely an hour later after they added each other. Mal would continue by saying, things started out innocently enough with him inquiring about fun things to do near where I live, such as aquariums and conventions. TwitchCon EU specifically. I'd like to point out that I said we could go on a date to make up for Valentine's. He not once expressed to me any discomfort or that he wasn't single. So yeah, this is how it goes. If someone expresses interest in you, right, you typically tell them fairly quickly that you're already in a committed relationship. You don't just let things slide. Mal had
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, but the problem is that you're trying to insinuate that he's like a violent Andrew Tate or a fucking violent Jeffrey Epstein for these DMs, which does not seem to be the case.
no reason to think that Sykkuno was already taken. Otherwise, he would have said something after she proposed a date. He'd ask, did they have an aquarium? I'm a big fan of aquariums. She'd say, there's artists in Amsterdam, could make it a date, you know, to make up for Valentine's. He'd only reply with, a what? Lol? Continuing on with his innocent persona, but he'd never say, oh no, actually, wait, like, I want to meet up as friends. I'm actually in a relationship. Not once. The next section will be titled, Following My Private Instagram. He would also follow my personal private Instagram that is only available to my IRL friends and family while using his official Sykkuno account. So here we can see an image of Sykkuno following her with her personal account name being hidden since it's personal. The next section will be titled, Making Plans to Meet Me in Person. So bear in mind, this was the next day, okay, the 16th of February. They had started talking on the 15th, he followed her on the 14th. The document would say, in this 2-hour Discord gaming call, the same day as our first conversation, Sykkuno made plans to meet me IRL. It was set to be the same weekend as Dokumi 2026 since he was flying over anyway to attend TwitchCon EU. Going to the aquarium would be our first date. I also learned that there is a 15-year age gap between us.
Oh my god, who cares? Immature. Again, you can criticize it for being immature. Like, again, go date someone around your own age. And again, you can criticize Sykkuno for kind of putting himself in this situation because this is what you get for dating immature girls who are still terminally online, don't understand how the real world works, and then they like fucking scroll through their social media feed all day and they're convinced that like it's 2020 this is 2020 TikTok energy where it's just like cancel hungry fucking energy on like everything and just like that's what this is. And so like you can obviously criticize Sykkuno for sort of putting himself in that position, but even then like this is still so disproportionate.
Right, so look, I personally spoke to the victim about this. I asked, like, would that...
The victim of what? Like, again, like, why do we keep calling them victim? What are they a victim of? Genuine, like, you make it sound like they were a victim of, like, a horrific crime or something. Victim of what, Mugen? Answer. Please, answer the fucking question. Victim of what? You fucking... I want to say a slur so fucking badly, dude. Holy fuck, dude. Oh, God. Oh, God really tested me on that slur, dude. Fucking hell.
Usually have been like a red flag or a turnoff. She said yes. But the thing is, this is Sykkuno we're talking about here, right? So she made an exception. Because as you saw in the intro of this document, she used to watch him in high school. She genuinely looked up to him. To say that she was...
That doesn't matter. Like, that means nothing. Who cares? That means nothing to me. That, like, she fucking knew him since she was in high school. That doesn't matter.
Starstruck.
You're, like, trying to make it sound like this is a grooming tactic. Who cares?
Was an understatement. And that's exactly what he was counting on.
I don't care. I don't care about the whole power dynamic between, like, a fan or a content. That means nothing to me. I don't care. You see more value in someone because they're more famous. That's tons of people. That means nothing to me. I don't care.
While keeping that 15-year age gap in mind, this next section definitely...
It doesn't matter, ultimately, it really does not matter. It's cringe, but it doesn't matter.
Hits different. It's titled, Making Plans to Move In Together. These messages would be on the 17th of February, 2 days after they started talking. It would say, with Sykkuno, our relationship moved so incredibly fast, it almost felt like a dream. It was like he could make anything I wanted happen. And as someone as prolific and successful as him, I had no reason to doubt anything he said to me. These screenshots show that Sykkuno and I were intending to adopt a cat and have me possibly move into his house. I told him we couldn't get a cat yet due to me not being a US citizen and possibly having visa issues. Keep in mind, this conversation...
Right, so they're not actually talking about, like... You know, they're not making confirmed, solidified plans to meet up and have a cat. Like, they're not actually saying any of that. This is just them being fucking... This is just them, like, jotting ideas out, like, or thinking out loud, I should say. That's what they're doing here. They're not actually, like, setting anything in stone here.
Happened 2 days after the first conversation. So in this first image of these set of DMs, we can see them talking about pets in general, right? About how he might be allergic to certain pets, about how his current dog doesn't trigger his allergies. So they start discussing the prospect of getting a cat. Mal would say, I mean, if I'm there anyways, we'll have to think of a name, no? To which Sykkuno would say, yeah, but I don't know if I can take care of it myself. Mal would say, or we're just gonna name it Cat. He'd say, you'll have to stay to help take care of it, lol. To which he'd say, I'm okay with that. Though I don't know how that would work with me staying there. I can't stay forever either, you know, because I'm not an American citizen and I'll also probably have to go back as well. Because I mean, I hope at least that I can go back to studying end of this year. And like in general, everything is so expensive. And then he'd say, oh yeah, that's true. Okay, maybe we can get a cat together another time then. Besides, don't you already have a cat? Which he'd say, yeah, but they're my dad's. Also, did you finally order the food? And he'd say, oh, I see. So you wouldn't have to bring them if you just moved somewhere. To which she'd say, no, I guess not though. I'd miss them so much, so I definitely have to get new pets. So barely a couple days after speaking to each other, Sykkuno's out here discussing getting a pet together, taking care of it, raising it together, and looking into the possibility.
Yeah, they're just discussing it. They're not making any plans for it.
Of her maybe
discussing things and making plans are two different things.
Moving in together with him one day. This was as he was sharing a home with his girlfriend. The next section will be titled Lying About Being Single and Dating History. In this screenshot, Sykkuno said he has only ever had one relationship his entire life. I would eventually find out that that was a lie and that he had been dating and living in the same house as his girlfriend for years and that I was not the only girl on the internet that he spoke to on a daily basis. So here we can see DMs of them discussing this topic. Mal would say, I mean, you've been in relationships before. It's not like it's your first relationship. Referencing what they might potentially have going on. To which he'd reply with, I don't know, lol. I've only actually dated someone once and they broke up with me, so yeah, I think I'm just not very good, so it's probably just a me issue. To which he'd say, did you never do anything for your ex, at all? To which he'd say, I mean, I think I did. I don't think she thought I did, so yeah. But I mean, everyone has their own way of what they want, so it's important to be are you getting what you want? And if you're not, I totally understand. Mal, of course, would want to inquire as to what he was saying. What do you mean you think you did? Like what? But he'd never specify, and he'd always keep it vague, keeping up this persona that he crafted, the one that was allergic to love, that had no idea what was going on with women. This would lead us right into the next section titled Sexting. We texted every single day, and these interactions would be
she says that, oh my god, we were flirting and shit. She was pretending sexting never actually constitutes flirting with somebody wouldn't lead to sexting. That's what she was trying to say. But it's I'm not surprised that you guys sexted. You guys were flirting with each other consensually, so whatever.
Charged with flirting and suggestive topics. I would send him suggestive pictures and audios, and he would confirm that he'd touch himself to them. Additionally, he'd always act flustered and inexperienced, keeping up the illusion of his on-stream innocent persona. We'd also regularly talk about date ideas and things we'd like to do together in the future when we'd meet up IRL. Topics that are usually discussed between two adults who are clearly romantically interested in each other. On top of texting, we also called almost every single day, even after he'd stream for over 8 hours. We'd talk and play games regularly. One thing I'd noticed is that every time we called and when he spoke, he'd be whispering and never fully use his voice. His excuse was that it's because he was tired after a long stream, and I didn't really find that to be suspicious. Using your voice for 8 hours in a row does exhaust it after all. I now realize that he was quiet because his girlfriend lived with him and he didn't want her to hear. So in this first set of DMs, we can see them discussing things to watch together. Sykkuno saying, let's watch something. Mal would say we should. He would say, let's watch a cooked Netflix dating show because those are funny, or both. And Mal would say we should. And do you also want to play games like Helldivers or Overwatch or etc.? In the next image, we can see them discussing the spicy audio that she sent him at some point. He'd say, you do too. She would say,
whoa, they sexted with each other. Oh, whoa, that's crazy. Oh my god.
Like in that audio recording I sent you, to which she would act flustered over and say, huh? Oh my god, well, yes, you really sounded cute in that too. But she would say, did you ever re-listen to it, or only that once? In the next screenshot, we can see them discussing going on a gym date. Mal expressed to him how much he enjoys going to work out at the gym, and so Sykkuno would inquire about what a gym date looks like. This is when they discuss it more. In the next two set of DMs, we can see them talking about more spicy topics. Mal would say, you get flustered so easily. And then Sykkuno would say, because I'm not, I've never done this kind of thing before, lol. To which she would say, and? You don't like it? He'd continue saying, which is crazy because I'm older than you, but I haven't really dated much, so. And then Mal would say, so? You have me now. He'd reply with, my XP bar is low, but no, I do it. I've never gotten something like this before. Yes, I like it. It's so good. I can't wait to use it later. As in, I can't wait to grill my sausage to it later, whatever she sent. To which she would reply with, I've kind of wondered if you've ever touched yourself while watching what I send you. To which he'd say, what?
Yeah, she's the one that brought that up first before him, clearly. All right, I think I'm going to speed this up further because this video is absolute worthless dog shit, to be real with you. I'm 2 times speed. I have to 2 times speed this. This is worthless fucking dog shit.
Why would you wonder that? She'd say, well, because they're spicy pictures and videos. Of course, I wonder if you put them to use. And then he'd say, I'll definitely put this one to use. She'd say, so you've never done so before? And then he would say, maybe in all caps, with a flustered sweating emoji. This is when she put her foot down and say, I want a yes or no. And then he would say, yes, of course I have. How could I not? Overall, these DMs were a balance of spicy and wholesome, just like what you'd expect when two people are romantically interested in each other, saying goodnight.
Oh, guys, this fucking Sykkuno person is a violent predator. This guy is like Jeffrey Epstein. But the violent Jeffrey Epstein predator is having wholesome interactions with the people that he's talking to. They're all wholesome interactions. Oh, okay. Got it.
To each other, inquiring on their health. He'd compliment her on her appearance. She'd say, I love getting compliments from you. Good morning, handsome. What are you up to? But this romantic interest wouldn't just be expressed with words. No, for Sykkuno, he'd make sure to express it financially, too. This is what would lead us to the next section, titled Sugar Daddy. Less than a month later, Sykkuno would randomly ask for my PayPal account in DMs. He'd then waste no time in sending me money unprompted, something that I'd later realized was simply a behavioral pattern that he'd employ with women he'd expressed interest in. I want to reiterate that I have never asked him for his money, and he did this of his own volition. He bought me both a gym jacket, link below, and Resident Evil 9, because I had expressed interest in that game. Here we can see 2 payments. The first one sent on the 28th of February 2026, €81, and the second one being €200 on the 5th of March 2026. The sender was the business, Sykkuno. He instantly asked for a PayPal username on the 28th of February. He'd start out the conversation with, you still aren't asleep either? To which she'd say, I fell asleep, woke up again because I'm having trouble sleeping. He would then say, oh, well, good morning. And what's your PayPal so I can buy you games later? She'd say, huh? Straight to the point. Jesus, I need to update my email to my PayPal because it's my old name from before I rebranded. When he would send her money for a gym jacket, at some point she'd say, want me to send it back? To which she'd say, no, I wanted you to get a nice gym vest, lol. Especially because it seems like you're really passionate about working out, so I thought it'd be nice. And then you can remember me when you're wearing it. I thought it was a cute idea. She'd buy one, she'd wear it, she'd send it to him, and she'd say, I wore it with the green set because I know how much you like green. She'd also make a tweet on her account while wearing it, saying, this gym jacket is literally so comfy, the muscle mommy arc will be real. So
whoa, she's trying to show off her glutes.
Till this point, this was Mal's experience with Sykkuno. The next section is titled A Calculated Pattern of Love Bombing and Manipulation. And this is where we...
You know that shit's intentional, by the way. Which, by the way, I don't have a problem with. But you know she's trying to, put herself out there that way. Which, again, is what it is. But, you're trying to rizz up or turn on the fucking Sykkuno with that. She knows what she's doing.
Talked about Elphilea's side of the story. The document would say, after speaking to Elphilia a few days ago, we were able to corroborate our experiences with Sykkuno and learned that we were both victims of this. We had no idea that he was talking to both of us at the same time. Sykkuno is known to send hundreds of dollars to the girls he wants to get involved with. This screenshot is from when he took my friend Elphilia to Paris during the 2025 TFT tournament, along with
he's pretty horny.
sending her 500 euros to help her move into her new apartment. You can clearly see that this was sent from his business email's PayPal account. So unlike the other image that was supplied by Mal, here we can clearly see this is Sykkuno at hotmail.com sending her all this money, a substantial amount, around 1,550 euros, all under his business email. Here are the DMs in which we can see that he offered to pay for her flight to TFT Paris as well as all the food and hotel fees there, pretty much taking care of her financially during the entire trip. So this starts off as far back as April 2025, with Sykkuno telling Elphilia, I'm probably going to Paris later this year for sure. I'm not sure on TwitchCon yet. I'm afraid I don't know enough people. He'd say, you should come to Paris when I go to it. Is it close? To which she'd say, Paris is pretty easy to go to. Yeah, since it's in the European Union. He'd say, you better hang out then when I go there. She'd reply with, I'll have to see because I know nothing and no one there and it's expensive. To which he would say, I'll pay for it. Don't worry. She'd say, well, really? You do that? And then he'd say, yeah, of course. And all the food. She'd of course be ecstatic about this and say, you'd have to deal with my annoying ass though. And he would say, but you gotta choose places to eat, like the restaurants. And she'd say, deal. One day later, he'd reiterate, you're fine. You never have to pay for anything. Don't worry, lol. How much is the flight usually from Netherlands to Paris and back? Because she lived in the Netherlands at the time. I think I'm going for like a TFT tournament or something like that. On the 10th of December 2025, we can see her saying, I'm boarding now. See you soon. To which she would reply with, see you soon. You have the hotel info, right? Since they were going to share a room. This brings us to the next section titled Elphilia's.
Yeah, so they hooked up together and they're both legal adults. Also, apparently this like Elphia person, like other people are saying she's like 26 or 27. 6'7". She's either of those ages. Again, he's 34. So I just don't care. It's like, okay, whatever.
Experience. Elphilia would talk to Sykkuno on and off for the span of 5 years. During that time, she had absolutely no idea that he had a girlfriend in the 5 years that she had known him, and on and off flirted with him. Anytime she would.
This is so stupid. This is like actually like we have reached like peak brain rot with this fucking stupid drama. How the fuck did this become like the face of like the drama that we're covering today? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I guess we haven't had like a nothing burger situation in ages, so I guess like fair enough that we need to like that you have people like me or Papa Gut who are willing to like push back against these narratives, but like. It's still, man, it's fucking crazy that, like, I don't know. I guess we've seen so much, like, fucked up shit of people, like, defending Trump being a fucking pedophile on the Epstein list, and then you have the other end of the spectrum, and you have dumb, stupid bullshit like this.
Of his love life, he would give the response of playing too many games and not going out enough to meet women to date. So bear in mind, she knew him since, like, 2021, back when he was, like, the most desired man on the entirety of Twitch or the streaming space. And
okay, who cares?
Even with all that flirting, he never once mentioned the relationship he's been in since 2021. So this was in the beginning of his relationship as well. So in this next set of DMs, we can
I don't know why the video fucking stopped. I thought I set it to 2x speed.
see Elphilia saying, also, I have a question for you. Why are you single? Like, how? To which he'd say, huh? That's a crazy question, lol. I think it's a combination of, like, playing too many games. To which he'd say, why crazy? Why is it a crazy question? The guy was desired by anyone. Even after his viewership had fallen down a little bit, he could still DM anyone and get them to date him. It didn't make sense. The document would say, same calculated behavior.
Yeah, he could get anyone to date him. Okay. If you say so, I guess. Like, it's just like, I don't know how to talk to these people. Like, I don't know how you convince these people that, like, they live in such a fucking bubble that they, like, a lot of these people that talk about these issues don't really have any understanding of reality because they just sit on fucking Twitter all day and think that Twitter is, like, a reflection of the real world.
And patterns, using his nerdy gamer boy facade to lure women into a false narrative. In this next set of DMs, Elphilia would be saying, you're cute. You're this sweet to all girls, or am I just lucky? To which he'd say, wow, lol, only to the ones I think are cool. So as you can see, Elphilia is just starstruck. She can't believe this. She feels so lucky that Sykkuno, the guy who's desired by everyone, is giving her attention out of anyone else in the world. This is the
Great.
effect he had on people, and he knew this. And just like with Mal, he would follow her personal Instagram with his official Sykkuno Instagram page. It's genuinely like a deja vu to what he did with Mal. Like, it's the same patterns.
It's crazy that you have fucking... I'm gonna keep going back to it. It's crazy how you have fucking Muujin, who thinks that an actual rapist is not nearly as predatory behind the scenes as this guy that he decided to sensationalize content off of. Muujin might have some skeletons in his closet. I don't fucking know. He sure likes to virtue signal and sensationalize a lot. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, give it a year. Like, within a year, he's gonna have, like, a fucking Google Doc on him. I'm letting you know. Like, the people like this who virtue signal a lot and sensationalize a lot probably have skeletons in their closet. Like, give it, like, a year or two.
The guy had a playbook, and he knew how to put it to use. The document would continue. Here is proof that Sykkuno was in Paris for the TFT event around this time too, directly from his Twitter. So here you can see this was posted around the 13th of December 2025 when he was in Paris. In this first tweet on the left, we can see him taking an image of Lily Pichu, who was also there, as well as him retweeting one of TFT's tweets saying, ultimate bragging rights have been secured at the TFT Paris Open. This is them announcing that Sykkuno's team had won, confirming that he was indeed there. The next page of the document would show us a set of DMs between Sykkuno and Elphilia. The date would be the 3rd of March, 2026. So this would be 3 months after they had met up and hooked up. And this would be as he was talking with Mal. He'd say, oh my god, I was playing World of Warcraft, I saw this player, it reminded me of you. That's because that player had a similar looking name. She'd say, oh, you got reminded of me? That's cute. To which he'd say, of course. Oh, I was gonna ask, were you planning on going to like off guy or anything like that? That's a VTuber expo, right? To which she would say, I wish, but unfortunately I can't. My rent is now 800 euros per month and I'm living fully off of my savings, so I canceled all my travels for the year. The document would say, to add even more salt to the wound, after Elphilia's Paris trip, and 2 weeks after he had started talking to me, saying things like how he wants to move in with me and such, he would message Elphilia asking her if she'll be an off guy. This is proof that he'd be talking to more than one woman at the same time, planning a hookup for every event he went to. He was doing this while giving me the impression that he wanted something long term, and all while also having a girlfriend since 2021. Elphilia and I weren't friends until I found out that he was cheating on his girlfriend. This is when we both got in contact with each other and shared our stories. She deserves the world. The section would end with both Sykkuno and Elphilia talking about random topics, and then at the end of this DM chain, we can see Sykkuno saying, how was your day? To which she would reply with, awful. Spent the whole day crying. Crying right now. Why do some men cheat? I'll never understand.
Yeah, because she's obviously upset that her man is cheating on her, even though she's cheating on another guy with Sykkuno here. So it's just very ironic.
Document points out that this is ironic, seeing that Sykkuno is a cheater himself. So as you can see, when these two women spoke to each other and shared their story...
Oh, okay, you're not even going to bring up the fact that she's also cheating on her boyfriend as well, that she clearly self-reported in these DMs. You're not even going to, like, cast doubt on that, or we're just going to continue to, like, virtue signal to our audience?
They were shocked to know that they were being used so casually, and shocked to know that this man was in a relationship. But how is it that he did this for years with no consequences? How is it that there are many Elphilias and Mals out there with no one saying a thing? Well, they kind of did, which is what the next section is all about. It's titled Rumors and Broken Friendships. As I mentioned in the intro, no one made a public statement before because they never had sufficient evidence. Sykkuno would always talk about the most explicit and sensitive topics in voice calls or in person, never leaving a paper trail. This was all intentional. Rumors still managed to spread. Many content creators, both big and small, would vent to their friends about his behavior. Behind the scenes for many, he'd be known as a predator who regularly took advantage of smaller and or vulnerable content creators. The reason why Sykkuno would abruptly stop hanging out with certain people throughout the years is because of this predatory behavior. However, he managed to keep enough influential friends around him to
predatory behavior. We haven't seen that.
Legitimize his position in the space, especially seeing that many of those friends were women who have normally stood in solidarity with any sort of victim, making it seem like he was safe enough to trust because they trusted him enough to be a friend. As Elphilia spoke with Sykkuno, she'd tell him about rumors that she had heard from someone else, about how Sykkuno had a roster of readily available women, and how they all coincidentally were smaller content creators who wouldn't dare touch him if something went wrong. Elphilia, of course, didn't believe this. After all, Sykkuno had a calculated pattern that worked perfectly in his favor. His innocent, naive demeanor wouldn't dare hurt a fly, so why would he hurt me? So here we can see the DMs between Elphilia and Sykkuno. She would start this off with saying, I don't know, he said he dislikes you, referencing a friend of hers, and that you only go for girls that are small so you can manipulate them with your shy persona. Yet he is doing that to my friend right now. So Sykkuno would say, oh yeah, I mean, I don't think that's true, but I guess people will say stuff randomly. I'm confused as to these people who think I'm going for them. I haven't really done that. But anyway, I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean, like I said before, people who know me will know me, and I guess he just dislikes me, which is totally fine. She'd say, exactly. He did say the only reason you haven't gotten called out is because you go after small creators and they'll never expose you. If you have any proof of anything, I have receipts, just in case he tries anything funny. Sykkuno would say, oh,
yeah, so this is her basically, like, talking to him in the event that, like, something comes out or whatever, some hit piece. She's obviously still caring for him, clearly. There's no threat whatsoever.
Like, the way VTubers are,
yeah, like, again, this whole situation, there's nothing here. There's valid criticisms you can give to Sykkuno, but there's nothing in these allegations at all. There's nothing here.
To try and expose bigger streamers, they love drama.
It really makes you wonder why Mugen behind the scenes decided to fucking, like, make a giant hit piece and coordinate this attack on Sykkuno, because he's just like a fucking opportunistic little worm that sensationalizes shit for content because he's a fucking loser fuck that doesn't know how to actually talk about situations.
Well, but it's not true, so I think it's fine. I don't need receipts or anything, it's fine. But I thought he was chill. I'm kind of sad he was so angry. Elphilia would say, I know, just making sure you stay safe no matter what, love. Sykkuno would continue saying, I mean, why is he bringing up so much anyway, though? To which she'd say, he's jealous of you. I'm just playing league with him, and he brought you up out of the blue. To which he'd say, I don't think there's much to be jealous of, lol. But hopefully he feels better soon. And Elphilia ends this by saying, he said you hurt 5 of his friends, apparently. So this was on the 22nd of December after they had met IRL, and Elphilia had no reason to doubt him, right? She still had no idea that he had a girlfriend since 2021. This is why she was still so readily siding with him. And speaking of cheating, this is what would lead us to the section, Sykkuno's girlfriend. The coincidence that would lead me to finding out the truth about Sykkuno happened last week. A popular male VTuber tried to slide into my DMs to presumably get in my pants, and when I rejected him, he immediately started to mention nasty rumors about Bao. Out of concern for her, I reached out to a mod who then connected me with Bao. The three of us struck up a conversation when I mentioned I was nervous about a date I was going on. They asked me who it was. When I said my date was with Sykkuno, they immediately told me not to go on the date for my own personal safety. Bao told me that at the end of March, Sykkuno's girlfriend reached out to her regarding a controversial tweet Bao made last year in 2025. She asked Bao if it was true that the tweet was about Sykkuno. So this tweet in question, right, if you were on Twitter back in October 2025, you would have probably seen it. It went absolutely viral, and it's simply
oh yeah, and you liked the tweet. You must have loved this tweet.
said, if you're an up-and-coming female content creator with a small but growing audience and a much...
Yeah, Bao is like one of the fucking giant VTubers that Mugen's trying to appeal to so he can bang her. That's probably what it is, because he's, oh my god, I'm such a good guy. Am I such a good boy, VTubers? I'm such a good boy. I'm a good boy. I promise. I'm such a good, submissive boy. That's Mugen to all these VTubers.
Large and successful.
He's a little fucking eternal cuck boy for VTubers.
Male content creator approaches you out of nowhere and charges you with attention on stream, in DMs, etc. Don't walk, run. To 99% of people, this was Bao giving small content creators very well needed advice. In reality, though, this was a subtweet directly referencing Sykkuno's behavior. Because the document would continue, they called, as in Bao and Sykkuno's girlfriend, and Bao explained to her that other women had confided in her about similar experiences with him. She described a pattern of behavior where he targeted small female content creators and pressured them into having sex with him. Bao then offered to connect her with these other victims so they could share their experiences with her directly, as she felt it was important to hear them firsthand. This was all discussed during a Discord call. And so here we can
I don't care.
see a DM sent by Sykkuno's girlfriend on March 24, 2026 to Bao.
Bao is just like a weird performative rage baiter on Twitter, and she also performatively cried, thinking that she was like traumatized by the Cinder situation when what happened to her was not even close to traumatizing.
Saying, hey Bao, I'm sorry to bother you with this, but I heard something recently that was a bit concerning and I thought I would just come ask you about it. I heard that there was possibly an instance of Sykkuno trying to get VTuber girls up to his hotel room to drink with them, and that the tweet you made about being cautious of large male streamers showering you with gifts and attention was about him, in regards to him.
Who cares? It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't fucking matter if he tried to get other girls to, like, drink with him or whatever. Like, again, they are legal adults. And listen, even if there's, like, underage drinking, like, under 21, I mean, if you decide to drink alcohol as an adult, I don't care. Like, you are making a choice as a legal adult to break the law if you are choosing to drink alcohol.
Doing it to one of your friends? You know, before we get back to the document, this actually reminds me of this one tweet that was posted on Twitter back on October 21st, 2025 during TwitchCon North America, where an innocent fan came across Sykkuno in the lobby of a hotel at 2 a.m. One can only wonder what he was doing there. But as you can see, rumors are very easy to spread once you spot someone in a hotel lobby at 2 a.m. The document will continue. Bao told me that 3 days before I contacted her and her mod, Sykkuno and his girlfriend were trying to reconcile after Sykkuno somehow managed to convince her that it was all a huge misunderstanding. She had no clue that I, as well as many other girls, still existed in Sykkuno's romantic and sexual life. Bao and her mod would put me in a group chat with Sykkuno's girlfriend where I would share all the screenshots you see above. She was rightfully horrified and left the group chat because she couldn't stomach reading them. This is where we can see DMs in the group chat from Sykkuno's girlfriend saying, I've lived with him for over 2 years. We have been together since 2021. And on top of that, that everything he's planning with you are things we have planned together and talked about and have done. I'm sorry. At this point, I wouldn't be able to imagine what I would feel if I was in Mal's shoes or anyone else's shoes that Sykkuno had taken advantage of. In fact, I can't imagine being his girlfriend, hearing these rumors about someone I lived with in the same home and finding out about it this way, even after he managed to convince me that him sleeping with someone back in December 2025 was a misunderstanding. It's horrifying. This would all lead us to the final...
It's horrifying. Oh my god, he's such a horrifying guy. They really think that this guy is like Jeffrey Epstein.
Section of this document titled "To All of Sykkuno's Victims." Ever since Sykkuno's viral breakout during the pandemic lockdowns of 2020 when he played Among Us, he has always carefully curated every aspect of his behavior on stream and with friends. An innocent, romantically inexperienced boy failure who looks like an anime character and sounds like one too. This
boy failure. I kind of forgot what that term means. I know you mentioned it earlier in the video, but I already forgot, and I hope it stays that way.
perfectly curated image would attract a large audience of women, with a lot of them openly professing how attracted they are to him. He soaked in the praise and never sought to limit the most extreme aspects of his community because it made him more desirable. He understood this, and would use this curated image, as well as his legitimacy in the content creation space, thanks to his followers and famous friends.
Yeah, nothing you have showed has suggested that he uses the fucking innocence or the quote-unquote persona, which tons of streamers do anyways, for one reason or another, to be performative, to gain like opportunities or whatever and shit. You haven't shown that he uses that to try to like get girls to wear down their boundaries or whatever the fuck. You're trying to paint this as like a grooming tactic. It's like, I don't see it.
To seek out any attractive cosplayers and or content creators that were small enough to be starstruck by his grand presence. He would work most of the time as he used the same
guys, I am a victim of grooming.
pattern that he used with me and
because I said so in a document.
Delia to lure them in and eventually fly them out to the next convention.
I sent him videos and I sent him audio clips of me moaning and being sexual, and I'm a victim.
Or event that he went to with the goal of hooking up. What these many women didn't know, though, is that he'd always lie about the fact that he's single. That behind the scenes, he had a neglected and depressed girlfriend that he'd been with since 2021 and who has lived with him since 2024 in the same house. I implore the many other victims to come out about their experiences with this predator. And I end this document with a recording of Sykkuno in which he...
I forgot how fucking boring Mugen is. Like, I remember I was exhausted after I listened to his dog shit Cinder video. I like genuinely forgot how, like, when he fucking goes off and sensationalizes shit, he's like actually like the most boring motherfucker ever. I'm on 2x speed and I'm still bored.
To everything, especially with how he cheated on his girlfriend with my friend and was intending to do that with me as well. For context, this was shortly after I had messaged his girlfriend about his cheating. 30 minutes later, he would ask if I was free for a call. As his girlfriend was crying downstairs, he somehow chose to prioritize someone that he barely met 2 months ago. She's referring to herself. I pointed this out during the call. Here's the link. So the link isn't here right now, but obviously it will be by the time this video comes out. It's okay though, because I have the video. And if you're wondering why you should watch it here, well, it's because Sykkuno's voice is so damn low. I mean, the guy was whispering as if someone was after him with a gun. They could barely tell what he's saying. I actually bothered to add subtitles. This whole recording is 17 minutes long, and as the document stated, he pretty much admits to everything. Watch.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna slow it down for this part because this part is important. Like, I skipped the video earlier, but yeah, we're gonna listen to it.
Hello.
Thomas?
Hello.
Ooh, Thomas. We're going by government names here.
So?
Well, pretty much know most of it.
Yeah? Like what?
Just fucking the weird performative voice.
Know what?
No, you can tell me.
Okay. Well, wasn't very honest.
Oh.
I'm ooh cute, guys. The voice he's putting on is definitely a little annoying. It is probably like performative, but I doubt that he's using that to try to like manipulate girls. I don't think that's the case.
About sing.
About what? You have to speak up a little bit. Your mic is cutting out.
Sorry, always happens. About being single, and I just wanted to tell you how it happened.
Uh-huh. You're still gonna have to speak up a little bit, by the way. You're still cutting out a lot.
Sorry. You know how I talk quietly.
Yeah, but you never talk this quietly.
I'm sad.
It's the actions of your... Well, it's the consequence of your own actions, I suppose.
I know.
Mm.
So basically, I was in a very happy relationship.
Doesn't sound like it, but sure.
It doesn't sound like it was a happy relationship. I mean, chances are, if you're cheating on your girlfriend and you have reasons to cheat on your girlfriend, chances are there's probably underlying issues with the relationship. That partner is clearly not satisfying you enough to the point where you have to go cheat on her with somebody else. There's clearly an underlying issue. You say that you're in a happy relationship, but I don't fully believe that.
Well, let me finish.
Continue.
I was in a very happy relationship a long time ago.
Long time ago.
A long time ago. So he's lying here. He's still in like a relationship to some extent. Or maybe he's just using this to distract from that. I don't know.
What, like 2021?
I don't know the exact time, honestly, but a long time ago. Then it got a lot less happy.
How so?
I don't fully know. She just stopped hanging out with me that much, and
Stop hanging out with you. She lives with you.
yeah, I mean,
You're gonna have to speak up. I can't hear a single sentence that comes out of your mouth. You there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I'm just asking because you went quiet.
Anyway, so I was very, very happy.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point it wasn't so happy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly when, but like we stopped spending time together. We hadn't done it together for years.
Or what? I couldn't hear that part.
I said we hadn't done anything together for like years.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just very sad and alone. Didn't feel wanted at all.
And for what it's worth, it sounds like he's being, like, vulnerable and honest from what I'm hearing. Like, I don't know. I mean, like, obviously, like, cheating on your girlfriend means that there's something wrong with the relationship. But, like, this part seems genuine.
Mm-hmm. So you slept with Elfie in Paris.
Yeah.
And then you flirted with me. And were telling me how you wanted me to come visit you in Vegas, and how you wanted to go on a date, and how you were serious about
Well, you were feeding into it. Let's not pretend that you didn't play a role into it either.
me. And how you really meant it, and how you wanted to go get a cat together.
They were planning on it. They didn't set any plans in stone, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah. Why? Why didn't you just break off the relationship then?
Because a combination of remembering how it was, some part of me hoping it would go back to that, and
Well, obviously it's not going to go back to that if you're actively cheating on her. It's only going to get worse. I think that's really on you, bud. And I know you're smarter than that.
I'm not.
I mean, for fuck's sake, you're a 34-year-old man. Yes, you are. Stop acting like you're a child.
It's interesting that she's, I mean, like, obviously, like, is he acting like a child? Yes, but it's so funny that she's treating herself like a child in her document, and she gets to act like a child, but he doesn't get to act like a child. They're both legal adults. So that's funny, I guess.
Don't think that's what I'm acting like, but
I mean, you say you're not smarter than that, but you are. You're a 34-year-old man. You just chose to do it. You knew damn well in the back of your head that it wasn't going to end up well.
yeah. But it's complicated.
It's really not.
So-
Cheating is just bad. She hasn't done anything to ask for it to be cheated on. It's pretty
Yeah, okay. Valid Godim, I guess.
dry.
Sure.
Yeah, but she relied on me to take care of a lot of things.
Well, that would make your cheating even worse then. I mean, it's interesting that he's, like, being open about it a lot more now, because he didn't seem so open about it earlier in the call, but still, I mean, cheating is not good.
And I still cared about her.
Okay, that doesn't mean that you do that because you wanted to, not because she was, like, holding it against you or forcing you to.
No.
Exactly. So there's still no excuse for you to cheat on her.
Not saying there was one. Just explaining why it happened.
The only reason why it happened is because you just chose to do it.
Yeah. He did, in fact, choose to cheat on her, yep.
I don't know why you decided to lie to me, because you know damn fucking well that lying, especially, is, like, a big thing I do not tolerate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in this instance, he seems like he's being a lot more vulnerable about it and truthful about it. It's still very immature behavior. You can definitely criticize him for the immaturity of his behavior as a 34-year-old.
And I was fine about the Alfie thing, because I was like, okay, he didn't know me before that, right? But then I find out you've had a girlfriend this entire time. Do you realize how fucked up that is? Because not only were you... Because, sure, you didn't lead Alfie on. Alfie acknowledges that you didn't lead her on, right? Because I've talked to Alfie. I'm friends with her. I've been friends with her before I even met you.
Okay.
Like, she acknowledges that you didn't lead her on. You led me on, though. You did lead me on, though.
Yeah.
You gave me all these fancy ass promises about, oh, we're gonna go on a date when you come visit here. What, so you could cheat on your girlfriend again? So you could sleep with me so you could cheat on your girlfriend again?
That wasn't...
What were you intending with that?
Well, I thought it was going to, be over.
But what?
Like, I thought that was gonna be the end of that.
The end of what?
My previous relationship.
You were gonna break up with so you could date me, or what?
Well, like I said, it'd been a long time where, like, we hadn't spent time together. Hadn't done anything in years.
Mm-hmm.
And in my head, I thought that was, at some point, be over.
What? I couldn't hear you.
I said, I thought that meant that was going to be, like, the end of it.
So you were already moving on before you even broke up with her? Were you intending to break up with her, or were you just
Yeah, that's a sign that their relationship was not going super well.
waiting for her to break up with you?
He probably was too much of a coward to break up with her, and maybe I'm a little bit biased because I've been in Sykkuno's position before, albeit not in like cheating scenarios. But I've been in a situation, or I've been in a relationship where I'm too much of a pussy to break up with somebody. Like I get it, obviously, and I'm sure a lot of guys can relate to that. Maybe I'm a little bit biased, but it is immature behavior. This guy, he definitely is like very inexperienced when it comes to dating. Seems like.
No, I don't know. It's
So-
just a really weird
I just
mix of, like...
want to understand this. So what was your intention with me? Like where was I in this whole thing? Like, were you intending to date me after her? Like, were you intending to just ditch to go date me?
I mean, I guess for me, it felt like it was already... Oh.
But that's not what I asked. I'm talking about me.
I mean, yeah, that's...
He probably was. I wouldn't doubt that he was like monkey branching off to this Mal person, or probably like other women or whatever, because he already saw the relationship is over and he's too much of a pussy to break up with them. That's probably what happened. Granted, he's definitely, like I said, at first I thought he was like kind of being a little bit like of a liar in the beginning of his story, but it seems like he's being a lot. I'm not really finding any lies after that. It seems like he's being a lot more truthful now.
kind of what I was thinking.
You were thinking to just ditch her and then date me. What, were you gonna do the same thing to me? I'm sorry, but like, you're not really selling this whole relationship thing really well if this is the type of relationship you uphold.
It's fine. I'm not trying to sell it.
I can tell.
Just trying to explain what's going on.
Yeah. The thing is, if I never reached out to Bao, because I didn't even reach out to Bao about you, right? I reached out to Bao about because he's lied behind my back to a bunch of people, and I was not okay with that. And then started lying about Bao. That's when I reached out to Bao. I became friends with her roommate, and then I was talking with a little bit back and forth, and then you came up in a topic, and then she told me you had a girlfriend, and that your girlfriend's been venting to Bao this entire time about how you gaslight her into staying, you make her feel bad anytime that she like wanted to leave.
We haven't seen any of this, by the way. Like all this like gaslighting, manipulate everything, like everything, like nothing. There's nothing here. We haven't seen any like manipulation, like that. Like clearly this didn't happen.
Because you cheated on her, and she knew that you cheated on her. She just didn't know who. Because you never told her that it was Elfie. You just told her that you cheated on her in Paris. I think. I don't know if you told her, but I knew she knew.
Yeah, I did tell.
Why? Why go through all of this trouble?
Because didn't know how to
I mean, for God's sake, if the only thing why you even stayed with her is because, oh, she relied on me for a lot of things, you can afford to take care of her for a little bit before she gets back onto her, like, her feet. Like, at least don't put her through the trouble of, like, telling her, like, oh, like, I'm still gonna be with you, like, telling her that you're still her boyfriend, while actively cheating on her every single day.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I should have just
He should have broken up with her. Ultimately, like, and that's just like, again, Sykkuno is gonna have to own that. Is that he should have just broken up with the person. Cheating's not good. The problem is that Mal looks worse in this situation because she decided to come forward and say that this guy's a predator. So ultimately, she's still going to look worse than Sykkuno is. Like, there's, again, Sykkuno definitely has a lot of things that you can say he could have done better here, but he is still gonna come out way better than she is.
said how I felt.
Like, you could have just deadass, if the only thing that you were concerned about is the fact that she relied on you for things, you could have just supported her until she got back onto her feet. So she could support herself. You know?
And it wasn't just that.
Then what else?
Somehow hoping it would go back to how things used to be.
Well, I also already told you, cheating...
Yeah, he's inexperienced as fuck. That line alone, I think, is, like... It could not be more obvious that he is an inexperienced person at relationships from that line alone. I don't think Sykkuno understands the concept of a honeymoon phase, where, you know, when you start a relationship, it's fucking exciting, it's amazing in the beginning, and then it settles down, and then the relationship is a real test for if you guys are good for each other, basically. That's what that is, you know? He can't seem to get past the honeymoon phase.
It's not going to make it go back to how it used to be.
It's a lot easier to say that.
It's the truth. It's the harsh truth. Nothing is going to go back the same way that it was if you're going to cheat on someone actively.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm going to change.
You're going to change what?
That's it. Everything.
What do you mean that's it?
Just gonna change that.
You're going to stay with her?
You're right.
Because honest to God, I feel like the poor girl's been through enough. I don't think you should have to sit there and keep doing this to her.
Yeah, she's been through a lot, for sure. It's definitely probably upsetting for her. It's a lot more... Like I said, the only person that I really feel bad for is Sykkuno's girlfriend. That's the only person I feel bad for. Everyone else in this situation is kind of just, like, immature and really stupid.
Because I was in a group chat with her while you were on stream. And this girl's absolutely f***ing distraught because of the shit that you've done to her. The shit that you've put her through. Like, genuinely. Do you know how much that fucks someone up?
It probably will fuck her up. I don't think it's gonna fuck her up forever, truthfully, because, like, cheating sucks and it's upsetting, for sure. But it will fuck her up for a bit, for sure. Especially considering she thought Sykkuno would be there for her for probably a while. You idolize the relationship at that point, you would think.
Like, you already cheated on her once, and she decided to trust you still. She decided to stay with you, despite the fact that you already had cheated on her and admitted to it. And what do? You go onto Twitter and go find the next girl to flirt with. Like, if anything, honest to God, I'm not even mad at this point, I'm just disappointed. I'm really disappointed.
Yep, that's fair.
Because she's been crying to Bao about it.
Bao is definitely not the right person to be crying to about it, because Bao, I don't know, maybe I'm just biased. I don't like Bao. Bao is just so, like, after the Cinder situation, that really just made me not like Bao. She's so unbelievably performative.
Bao's been sitting there, like, comforting this girl, trying to tell her, hey, maybe you should leave him, because this isn't okay. This really isn't okay. You're putting this girl through mental strain. every single day that you continue to be with her. While you're sitting there having fun playing with your friends. Be so honest right now, Thomas.
Damn. Government name.
So you think, I mean, you might be right.
Yeah. Like, if it is money that she doesn't have, or if it's a job, or if it's family, or blah 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 blah.
I gave her a lot.
Yeah, well, there, exactly. Just help her back on her feet until she can support herself, and then just...
Well, I mean, ultimately, the relationship is not going back to the way it was. Like, if, for whatever reason, Sykkuno decides to... his girlfriend decides to continue the relationship, which chances are she probably will, because there's probably not a lot of guys out there like him, and that's probably what she's going to think. If I were her, I'd probably just cut ties and move on to another person that won't do that to you. Stand up for yourself, if you will. Chances are she'll probably forgive him, but the relationship's never going to go back to the way it was. There's going to be some level of, like, there's going to be, like, a fissure in the relationship permanently. I don't know. Maybe they'll work it out, but there's definitely always going to be that lingering thought in the back of her mind that he cheated on her, right?
Just leave the girl alone. Because she deserves better than that. Because you cannot sit there and be like, I love her, but do all of this shit to her, and continue to let her stay in that situation.
Well, one part of that wasn't true.
What?
I mean, I think the feelings faded.
That makes sense. The relationship had been going on for a long time at this point, so it makes sense that he probably just, like, fell out of love with her. A lot of people tend to fall out of love if they've been together for a long time. Some people, in the case of marriage, for example, and you have kids, like, some people just stay with each other even if they're not in love, because it becomes less about the marriage and more about the kids.
Well, then you should just let her go.
He's too much of a pussy to break up with her, obviously.
Of just sitting her there, wasting her time.
Yeah, I don't think he I don't think he knows how to articulate that. I think he's been, like, fairly honest and vulnerable throughout this whole thing, but he again, he doesn't want to lose that relationship, because I don't think he wants to deal with the heartbreak. He's too much of a pussy to go through that. And I think that demonstrates more, like, a lack of relationship experience more than anything else, really.
Okay, well, anyway.
And also, why'd you get on a call with me when right now she's upset? I know she lives with you.
I already talked to her.
Yeah, you should be there to...
I told her I'm going to talk to you first.
You should be there to comfort her. She's the one that you cheated on.
She's the one you cheated on, and I'm the victim, and I was groomed and raped by this guy, and he's a predator, and I'm going to release a fucking Google Doc on this guy, because people need to know about how much of a violent predator he is. Thanks, girl.
No, I'm going to be doing that. I just wanted to settle this first.
This is not settled. I'm beyond upset with you. Like, genuinely beyond upset with you.
I mean, that's fine. By settled, I mean, like, that's it. Like,
What's it?
probably never talking again.
You and me?
Yes.
Okay. That's why Mal came. Okay. I get it now. So Sykkuno was settling this, trying to make things right, and then be like, yeah, it's probably best if we don't talk again so I can make things right with my girlfriend, because that's probably what he wants to do. And then she got basically Mal got very upset and angry. Like, obviously she was upset beforehand, but I think she got even more upset and angry that he just, like, decided to let her go. And then now that motivated her to come forward with this document. Okay. Now I understand why she can't. And I get it now. That makes sense to me. That actually lines up with the timeline. That fits like a fucking puzzle, dude. You have no idea.
What?
Oh, she's seething. You could tell she's fucking seething at that.
Why?
She is seething. You could just hear it in her voice.
Is that not why?
What is why? I'm still upset with you, but you didn't cheat on me.
Oh, she's upset.
You
That really got to her. You can hear it.
can still talk to me and be like, make up for your actions. Don't get me wrong, because I always am there for second chances.
Oh god. Oh, that's so. Oh my god. Like weirdly, that's so funny.
But I never will forgive you for cheating on her. That's.
I'll never forgive you for cheating on her. Who the fuck are you to forgive him for cheating? That's between him and his girl. Like, get off your high horse. Honestly. I don't feel sorry that he's cutting you off, genuinely. Like, he's been a lot more truthful than you have been. And also, he's, like, again, I don't think he's particularly great in this situation, but he's not a predator. And I think him cutting you off is probably for the best, especially after you released a fucking Google Doc on him and coordinated with other content creators to have this come out. That's fucking crazy.
That's odd. There are a lot of girls that are upset with you, by the way, because Alfie's not the only one that has hit me up.
Yeah, that sounds like you've heard.
What other girls? Besides the Alfia girl, or whatever her name is, we haven't heard of any other girls. What other girls? You guys keep saying other girls. There's other victims. Other victims? The first two people are not even victims. And you said that the other people don't have enough evidence, which leads me to believe that nothing happened between them.
Thanks.
Yeah, and you lied to me a lot about that, too.
Shut the fuck up. I don't care about you. I'm sorry. Like, you're just not relevant to this story. Like, whatever.
A lot. Because, how big was the roster again?
Roster, okay.
I don't think I ever had one of those.
I don't think he has either. It doesn't seem like he had a roster of women. It just seems like he was just talking with like other like maybe like a couple of other girls. I don't know. Some of which didn't even have enough evidence, which again kind of clues me into that nothing happened. Because if the standard of evidence is like what you showed us, Mal, then nothing happened with the other girls. Most likely.
I mean, maybe not at the same time, but you sure do hop around.
Suppose so.
Yeah. All I care about right now is that he's okay.
I don't think you do. I feel like you just like are doing this to like feel good about yourself more than anything. I actually think that's what it is, truthfully, and that's also why you released a Google Doc. You want to feel good about it.
Keep me updated on that.
Oh, you guys are not going to be talking after this. If Sykkuno says he doesn't want to talk to you after this, then he's not going to... Why would he keep you updated?
I don't know if that's a possibility.
Yeah, because you guys are not going to talk anymore, if that makes sense.
You can keep me updated on how she's doing. You can keep me updated on when she moves out, because I don't think she should be living with you anymore.
Why the fuck does he need to update you on anything? Like, he wants to be done with you. This is him clocking out with you. He doesn't owe you anything.
I don't think you need me to do that.
I mean...
Yeah, you don't. It's none of your business. It's like such an entitled take.
Yeah, I care about her.
No, you don't. You're being entitled. Enough. Knock it off.
Like...
Yeah, she can do that.
True. I'll just reach out to her then. But... Yeah, no, just... Like... You go talk to her. She needs you right now.
Yeah, okay. Oh, bye.
Bye, Thomas.
Government names again. Thomas Oblabus.
Shortly after
Alright, oh shit. Fucking jump scare from this motherfucker. I gotta put it back on 2x speed. Don't want to hear him talk normally. Fuck this guy.
the call, the last thing Mal would ever say to Sykkuno would be, "I'm beyond disappointed in you." So look, according to Mal, there are countless
Whoa. Angie.
other victims. It is completely up to them on whether they want to come out with their side of the story or not. For now, though, we can confirm at least 2 different people that were completely misled by him as he cheated on his girlfriend so comfortably. In those 2 instances, we can see him also using the same playbook, the same tactics, sending them money, making them feel special, following their personal Instagram, wanting to meet ASAP, to hook up, everything. And I think one thing that personally struck me was how only 30 minutes after his girlfriend found out about his cheating and probably confronted him, he chose to run upstairs and prioritize Mal, someone he met 2 months ago. All while his girlfriend was
well, I mean, yeah, because he had to settle that first before he talked to his girlfriend,
crying downstairs.
I mean, would it have been better that he prioritized his girlfriend? Probably. But, like, he wanted to cut Mal off entirely before he, like, tried to re-engage with her or whatever, because she probably needs time to process. Maybe, like, who knows about that situation? Maybe she needed to... I don't fucking know. Like, you would still find a way to criticize him, even if he did try to comfort her, but I think he probably did the correct thing, because maybe she wants fucking space. I don't know. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. You don't fucking know. Actually, apparently you should, because you fucking coordinated this whole, like, free-for-all attack on him.
Heartbroken. There's a reason people say with great power comes great responsibility, because once you have this power that's...
Oh, great. We're quoting Spider-Man now in a bunch of terminally online allegations.
Sykkuno possessed, he can so easily take advantage of others. So as a content creator, you have a very clear choice, and unfortunately, Sykkuno decided to be the worst person possible. I wish all the victims...
That's not how that works, but okay. Whatever you think, Muujin, if you say so. Fucking loser.
In this travesty, the absolute best, and I also encourage them to speak out. When it rains, it pours, and right now the first drop has hit the ground. Sykkuno and anyone else who seeks to take advantage of their position need to be held accountable. And for anyone...
For what? Who's he? The only person he needs to really be accountable for is his girlfriend. That's it. Like, he needs to settle it with her. He doesn't need to have his fucking career ruined over this. That's you guys are really you guys are treating him like he's like Andrew Tate or Jeffrey Epstein. That's how you're treating this situation. That's not how this situation needs to be treated. Like, you need to let him and his girlfriend settle it offline, away from the internet. That's what needs to happen. Like, we shouldn't be the ones fucking commentating over it. Frankly, I shouldn't even be here talking about this. This shouldn't have even made the internet. That's what I think.
Who grew up watching him during quarantine, who looked up to him, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, ruining whatever ideal image you had of him in your head. In any case, if more victims decide to speak out, then I will most likely stream me reading all of them on my channel.
Victims. Fucking, I can't with the use of the word victims.
Later on. For the time being, though, please, if a larger content creator reaches out...
What about the victims of Tectone? Do you care about that, Muujin? You were friends with Tectone, and you most likely knew that he was a rapist behind the scenes, and then you claimed to pretend to be friends with him behind the scenes.
Even if you don't make content, please always be extremely skeptical and know that they probably don't see you as the most special person in the world. They've probably done this to many others already. Thanks so much for watching until the end. I really, really appreciate it. If you want a healthy alternative to energy drink...
It's not a surprise that this guy was like fucking friends with Tectone, who was already like incredibly racist and gross of a person before like the fucking court documents released painting him to be a rapist and a stalker.
Definitely use the code Muujin at GamerSubs for 10% off. And if you want exclusive content like high-quality art and exclusive yapping videos, then definitely check out stacked.com. It's like Patreon, but better. I love you so much. Platonically. Platonically. I'm not gonna be like Sykkuno. I'll see you in the next video, whenever that is. Mwah.
Oh, what is this? Thomas the Predator Engined at Sykkuno just followed you. Wow, this guy's a fucking loser. He's just as much of a loser as I remembered him being. I don't even know if I'm going to upload the Overwatch 2 allegations I planned reacting to on this guy. Maybe I will, just because I have it recorded, but I forgot how much of a fucking loser this piece of shit is. the Muujin person, not the Sykkuno person. Okay, before I end the video off, I just want to bring up that she retweeted and responded again to the situation. So, she retweeted saying, "For everyone confused, Predator isn't pedophile. No one brought up that he was a pedophile? Where did that come into play?" He preys on small female VTubers and lies to them and gives them half-truths with the intention to have sexual interactions with them. English isn't my first language, so I thought I'd clear that up. So she's already folding and walking back the Predator accusation. That's... wow, okay. Can't make this shit up. She also tweeted, like, literally an hour ago, as of the time of me recording this, with this new thing. And now I'm logging off. And with this, I'm logging off now, guys. This has been saddening to see how you guys will try to twist me to be a person I have never been. I mean, you are levying allegations of him being a predator. You know, girl, you decided to put this in the court of public opinion. You should have expected this to happen. Sorry. I only did this to give my friends the opportunity to speak along with me. I've gained nothing but hate and death threats from this, and I wanted to make sure no other girls were getting led on again and used. I'm fine financially if that's what you were wondering. I thought at the time I was pursuing something genuine. Okay, I mean, that's probably a valid feeling, but again, that doesn't change the fact that you insinuated that he was a predator. So, get a fucking therapist. What do you want me to tell you? But anyway, yeah, that situation was a whole lot of fucking terminally online nothing, and I'm gonna go edit now and rot my fucking brain even some more.